Cheers to episode 182.
Cheers.
Upper Hand Brewery Light Beer.
Rate it.
V8. Low sodium. Tastes like
This can is 6.8, but it's pretty old. It was in our storage closet.
I have water with Mio in it.
What flavor?
Strawberry pineapple.
That is naughty. That's fruity.
It is. Packs a
I
punch.
hate pineapple. I probably would hate that drink.
You're a fruity boy.
Alex, what did you? Oh, you're just having water?
No, I had a V8 with low sodium.
Oh, spicy?
No, and this is gross. It tastes terrible. The low sodium, really bad. You should
Spicy
just
V8
Get the full sodium.
makes a great base for chili.
Okay.
If you need to ever know that.
Okay.
Tonight is Monday, September 16th. It's 8:40 p.m. Eastern, 7:40 p.m. Central. I think this is going to be a pretty good show. I feel good. I feel like there's a lot to discuss. There's a mix of good and bad. I think really what gets me juiced up in a sick way for these shows is the college football team I cheer for, Michigan.
Sucks.
There's a lot
They
more.
won, Alex.
They won,
We don't
so
apologize
watch your
for
mouth.
wins.
Nope. Arkansas
I thought
State
Grant was
is
going
a
to say they
G5.
sucked. That's on me.
G5 playoff sleeper, Arkansas State for sure.
Well, it's not what you said last week.
Not really. There's a lot to talk about. Like the last couple of years, it was boring because they played
Because
nobody.
they were just so good.
And they were so good at football. Like you said,
They were
Alex,
incredible.
just impossibly good. What do? You come on here every week, yeah, they're really good. I think they'll win by 30. Yeah, they're really good. I think they'll win by 30. I guess there was the sign stealing, which is stuff. But I'm glad we don't have to worry about that. There's actual stuff on the field that's important.
Embarrassing.
I've enjoyed it in a weird way, at least when it comes to talking about, because it's more exciting. We have Michigan State, who's back 3-0, last undefeated team in Michigan. That matters, respectfully, to the smaller schools.
Damn.
Sorry. I don't know. Like, I'm sure Adrian College or Grand Valley could be undefeated, and I don't know about, but I'm talking about the big powerhouses that bring in the most of the money. Why are you making that face, Alex?
Is Central undefeated?
No, they lost to Illinois.
No, and they have not covered once this year because people are putting a lot of money on them.
I was just looking for something. A new segment that I wanted to introduce today.
What would that be?
Yes.
Well,
love it.
we'll get to it after
Mm.
the
Oh.
check-ins.
So we have the check-ins. We have our winners and losers again. We are going to do top 10 college football rankings. We're going to do it every 3 weeks. So quick math, how many times per year will we do this? Per season will we do these?
How many times are we doing it?
Every 3 weeks.
We will release our first playoff rankings the day before the actual playoff rankings come out.
When do they come out?
Good question. I think it's the first
What week?
Tuesday in November.
Week 8.
It's a week right after Halloween.
That might not line up with every 3, though.
no!
Or we'll just do it that week.
Gonna have to
None of
do
you
it.
got the answer, Alex. It was 4.
I
We
said
do it
5. Week 15. We have to do the rankings after the national championship game.
Oh my God, no, we don't. Nothing.
No one
I
cares
could-
about those
Yeah.
AP people. When did you finish up?
Michigan State finishing 10th will matter to me.
The closing
Oh.
AP poll is the least important thing of all time.
Just so every school can just hang up a banner for the whole offseason saying finished AP poll number 17.
Coaches poll 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, come on, Alex. That was bad. 4 times. Might have to move it around based
Shut
on
up.
how to playoff, like Evan said. We want to time it up for that week. We'll figure it out. Maybe we'll do NFL power rankings every 4 weeks.
Well, whenever Michigan State plays in the Champions Classic, it's the week before that. The Tuesday before that one. Because that
That's-
one's usually the second one.
It's halftime of the game.
Yeah.
They do the top 10 rankings. That's right. That's right. We'll do NFL, I think, every 4 weeks. 17 weeks of actual football games, 18 total. I think every 4 weeks-ish makes sense to talk about the top 10 NFL teams. So that's how we'll keep track of bigger picture stuff. And as always, we'll talk about Michigan, Michigan State, the Lions. Off the top of 4 weekly check-ins, the Tigers were, 2.5 games back going into tonight from the Twins? They're not doing good so far, I believe, based on what you said, Evan.
Well, not going well. Bobby Wood Jr. is going to win AL MVP.
Rank him up there with the top Tiger killers of all time.
Oh, Well, he hasn't done it long enough. As soon as he does it long enough, then he can have the crown. But he's no Nick Punto.
First name is Nick Punto. It's a crazy pull.
Tiger.
Nelson Cruz.
It's only 4-1 in the fourth. It's not that.
Who's the guy from the White Sox?
Refresh your feed.
Jose Abreu.
Paul
I feel like he gives
Konerko.
problems. Oh, wow.
What do you mean refresh?
It's 5-1.
I see 4-1. Oh, no.
That's what I just said.
You said 4-1. It's 5-1. The Royals just scored. Base hit.
Oh, they did.
Damn it. Okay, well, they have 12 meaningful baseball games left, is what I saw today, so we can all lock in a little bit for that. Evan, Lucas Raymond's a Red Wing for the next 8 years.
Locked him up, baby. Now we just need the face of Detroit to get locked up for 8 years, and then we'll be happy. We'll be happy campers on the Red Wings fan base.
For those wondering who that is, that's Mo Sider, I believe you're talking about.
Absolutely. I'm talking about the best defenseman since Nicholas Lundstrom.
Alex, your week?
What? My week was not interesting. Thank you.
Just like you.
Correct.
Got him. Third degree burn. You have nothing else.
What do you want to know?
What did you have for lunch?
Tuna and rice in a bowl.
Like tuna from one of the Star Kiss packs?
Yep.
A little bubbly
Jalapeno
tuna?
flavored.
He could get around 9, I guess.
So, what's your food situation like?
What does that mean?
Like, do you do like lunch consistently throughout the week and then you get like Chipotle every night for dinner? Or how does it work? Like, do you.
I do not eat Chipotle every night for dinner. Chipotle is roughly once a week.
Wow. You talk about it a lot for doing it once a week. It feels like
there was a time where it would be twice. It'd be like one weekday, one weekend.
You still do HelloFresh?
Grant, I stopped doing that when you lived with me, and that was 2.5 years ago. So if you can't remember at this point, I can't help you. What do I eat? Normal stuff. I bought a rotisserie chicken, and I gnawed at that for a week.
Okay, caveman. What do you mean? You just took bites off of it? You brought a rotisserie bird into work, and you sat at your desk.
I go home for lunch.
You go out for lunch a lot? I was
go
just
home for lunch. I go home for lunch. I live close.
Wow.
Yeah.
What a luxury.
Yeah, it's nice. Go home and watch like half an episode of Game of Thrones and eat my lunch. Yeah, I eat normal things. I don't know. Sandwiches, rice,
I was more like
protein.
Do you prep stuff out and eat the same meal every single day, or do you mix it all up?
For lunch, I eat a sandwich or the tuna and rice as mentioned.
Be careful with tuna and rice. That could really bump up your mercury levels.
Oh, please.
If you do it a lot.
Sometimes I do chicken and rice as well, so I mix it up.
Any veggies? Sounds like we're missing veggies here.
Oh, well, I'm drinking a V8, which is 100% vegetable.
Okay.
Low
Then we're
sodium
covered.
V8.
Good.
And I usually have broccoli and cauliflower mix with whatever I'm eating.
Dinky.
Wise. Gross. Tastes like shit. And then Chipotle, there's obviously vegetables in Chipotle. Come on.
Fajita veggies.
Come on.
You check that. You don't check that box, though, don't they put
I've never,
onions in the fajita veggies?
never
Yeah, I don't get the fajita
ordered
veggies,
those
but
ever.
lettuce.
Lettuce is not a vegetable.
What is it?
It probably is a vegetable, but I don't consider it a vegetable.
Tomatoes?
Fruit.
Pico?
Fruit.
Seeds are on the inside.
Okay.
Yeah,
That's
lettuce
why
is a
I'm
leafy green
supplementing with a
vegetable.
V8.
I'm worried about
I
you
was
when it
pretty
comes to
sure
veggies.
a lot of people think you're stupid for saying that.
What about some carrot sticks at lunch? Like carrot sticks just to munch on.
I usually eat like grapes and an orange at lunch as well. Fruit.
No shit. When have you ever ate grapes?
I like grapes.
Purple or
Most like
green?
grapes. I like green.
Sour
I like
boy.
both.
A little sour kick. Yeah.
So yeah, I eat like a normal person, I think. I had 2 pints of ice cream this weekend. And
You NB.
I had a lot of ice cream before this, so if I seem sluggish out the gates, that's what I'm working off. And I haven't had that much ice cream in a while.
I had a pint of half-baked on Friday.
Oh,
And then I had a pint of brownie batter last night, even though I said I wasn't going to do it.
Mine was one you guys probably hadn't had. It's a Trader Joe's
Those are
joint.
so many calories.
Oh,
my
yeah.
God.
I didn't eat today until right now because I was like, I don't think I earned it.
Oh yeah, you probably felt terrible when you woke up.
I did not feel good.
Your face probably felt full, and you're just like, oh,
Did not feel good.
sweating out milk. I had salted maple fudge, and it was pretty good.
Oh.
Yeah,
Ben &
nice
Jerry's?
No, it was from Trader Joe's. They like rotate seasonal ones. Okay, Evan, do you do anything?
Whoa, dude, I wasn't even done.
You're done. We dragged some out of it.
I
You're
had golf
done.
on Thursday. Come on.
How'd it go?
I hit
Let
a
me guess.
337-yard drive. How about that?
Oh, here we go with the inflated stats from the thing.
Well,
again.
the highest in the league besides mine was 297, and mine was 329. So, pretty good. One longest drive, 2 weeks in a row.
Imagine if you ate vegetables. You could get up to 340.
I do.
Evan, you're weak.
Wait, Evan, I have a question.
This guy.
What do you weigh these days?
Whoa,
Myself the other
personal.
It's not personal. We're men, not women.
I weighed 154.6 the other day.
So the same as always.
Yep, I've been over 160 once in my life.
How did it feel?
I felt
Did you
fat
feel
when I
Oh,
weighed
I
over
thought- I was about to
160.
say, I felt strong.
No, I looked down at myself. This was during college, and I was like, "Oh my gosh,
This is Bush Light.
it was all beer in the stomach." It's like, this is the biggest I've ever seen my stomach. I gotta stop. I cut that thing down so fast.
Brent, what are you weighing in at these days?
Pretty much.
161, soaking wet, all flub.
No, I'm in
Oh.
so flub. See, he's got a lot of scars built up from me calling.
Yeah,
he's
you remember what he said to me.
Oh,
Hey,
called him. Oh, Evan, you're not supposed to remember that. That makes it look worse.
Everyone remembers it, Grant.
Wasn't
'cause
that
it's mean?
no, it's good. That's a good quote. That's a
Said I
good
looked like a
quote.
bag of milk.
Hey, looking back though,
But it's
Oh, I
They
mean,
don't
that's
even-
personal.
they don't even sell bags of milk.
see someone with their shirt off. And,
They do.
God, you look
They
like
do
a
sell bags
bag
of milk.
That's such a good insult.
It hurt a lot.
Looking back, the lighting, if you remember, in the Birmingham apartment right there in the kitchen was a little harsh. I think it was doing you dirty with the lighting. Looking back on it, but the way you stood there, you looked fine.
You said I looked fat and like
No,
a
you
bag
looked-
of milk, dude.
You looked
You said
fine.
I looked like Dave Portnoy without a tan.
I never called you fat.
It
I
was
never
fucking
called you
mean.
fat. I did
It's
say
all right.
bag of milk, and that's up to
I'm
you
in
to
better shape
interpret.
than you. So it
Debatably,
worked out. No, I don't think so. I've seen
Take
your
your-
bag of milk action these days.
take your shirt off. I'm just kidding. I weigh 185 is a good
Wow.
average. For,
Hefty.
that's a healthy weight.
It is a healthy
Whoa,
weight.
Evan.
That's healthy weight for you. It's hefty weight for you. When was the
Hefty.
last time you ever weighed
Wrong word.
185?
Doesn't it have to invoke some emotions? No, I actually want to be 190, so that's actually on the lower end. What does that say? 184.4? Yeah, after all those pints, you're probably 180 most days.
Yeah, it's probably 4 pounds of ice cream.
I would like
God,
to
they
be
were
one.
good.
I would like to get to like
250.
no, maybe 190, 195, just to see
Yeah.
what it felt like.
I don't know, dude. You already had.
Jesus. Evan, how's your week?
Week was pretty good. A lot of
JV
football.
playing football yet?
No,
Or
tomorrow.
7th and 8th grade?
No, it's
Sorry.
middle school football.
You're a
That's-
bad friend.
You jumped fast forward too fast.
I just want to
Were you
know.
on the
I
podcast last week? I ease into it.
I wanted to know if we were there.
I watched a lot of college football. Once again,
Yes.
Quad Box is one of the top 5 greatest things ever invented. Although I do
Can I-
hate that I can't customize my Quad Box, but
You can.
not.
I still
Yes,
can't.
you can. So I figured it out this weekend.
You can customize it, but you only get a certain games to customize it. But those options are already still available. It's like I want to customize it to my liking.
There
Yeah,
are
I
certain networks you can't have
Correct.
together.
Well, I want all the
Right.
good games together. I don't care about
The
Maryland. and
poopy
Virginia
doopy
playing.
games,
Yes.
you can click that, hold it down, and build a multi-view with that. But like a big game, you can't click
Yeah.
and build a multi-view with.
It sucks.
Can I say something about the quad box? And I got to be careful here because I in no way saying I want to go back to the old days. I did say out loud to Marissa, I think on NFL Sunday, I was like, do we think we'll look back in 10 years and be like the quad box is a little too much? Like I feel like I am an ADD kid and I can't focus on
iPad kid.
anything. Yeah, where it's like it's a lot being thrown at me and I feel like I'm not actually taking away anything from the games. And we'll be like, I would like in 10 years we'll be like, wow, it's nice just to watch one game at a time.
Well, it is our generation. You gotta know first. You have to know first. You have to see it all. You don't want to miss any action.
Yeah, it's true.
Because we live our life with a phone in our pocket.
I always click into one game, and then when that game goes to commercial, I hit the menu button and the 4 come back on, and then I just bounce around. But I never like watch all 4 at once because
I'm a big audio guy.
A, the screens are too small, or I need a bigger TV, one or the other.
Bigger TV. More
and
TVs.
like noon, I wanted to watch Michigan a little closer, so I would zoom into that when they were on offense.
I did want to watch Michigan.
When they were on defense, I would come out and watch something else. I just wanted to watch Davis Warren throw picks.
Oh,
quick
preview.
Update: Parker Meadows scored on a Bobby Witt throwing error, and Colt Keith just hit a 3-run bomb. It's 5-4 in the 5th. Royals. We're coming back.
Keith.
Wow!
You can always trust somebody with 2 first names.
Yes.
Other than that, first football game, as Alex mentioned. Alex, score prediction for both 7th and 8th grade. It's at home. It's going to be
playing again?
sunny.
Make sure to cut this for motivational tape tomorrow night during his speech.
Yes.
Who are we playing again?
We're playing Bedford at home. The Keene Mules come to town.
I'll go Bedford. Do we kick extra? How do extra points work?
There's no extra points. It's all just 2-point conversions.
2-point conversions? Okay. Quick math.
Unless you have a 6'6" Dexter kid in 8th grade, then he kicks extra points.
32-0.
Brian Parachek?
That was a couple of years. 32-0.
7th grade.
Okay, 8th grade score.
You're a dick.
8th grade.
That was. Evan scores 32 with 7th grade, or they lose 32?
I didn't say.
No,
8th
pick
grade,
a side.
32-6.
6. Didn't get the 2-point conversion. Damn.
No,
just put in a couple of 2-point conversion plays today. That hurts. Okay, Alex. I need a total points scored between the 7th and 8th grade combined for the whole year. Okay, 2 teams, 6 games each, so 12 games. I need to hit a benchmark of how many total points.
For me to think you're a good offensive coordinator.
Yes, I'm Kirk Ferentz's son. If I don't reach this, you can fire me.
120.
Jesus Christ.
10 points a game.
That's 10 points a game. Oh, it's not really not that bad.
That's
low
actually
bar.
the first number that came to mind for me, too, because it was so clean and round.
10 points
It's
a
a
game.
low bar.
Okay, I'm writing it down.
But you should
better
shoot
get
for
that.
higher.
I'm
You should shoot for
absolutely
higher.
shooting for higher in middle school.
If you don't get there, you're fired.
Football.
Wow. That feels like the pressure's on now.
It is. Pressure's on.
Coach is going to sleep
It's gonna be
poorly
in the
tonight.
back of my head when I'm in the middle of the game tomorrow. Like,
If you play a
We're not-
really
we're not
bad
on pace
team,
for 10.
make sure you run it up.
okay, 100.
Yes.
100.
Run it up on the bad team so you can get
leave,
to that
leave
point.
the starters in.
Coach, I haven't played all game.
That's okay.
Shut
now.
up,
Not
Johnny.
Not now, Johnny. I got a bet.
You're on special teams. You are playing.
I'm coaching for my job.
Special teams does matter.
I might
Special teams, special players.
have to score like 40 points next week against Pinckney.
Anything else of note, Evan?
Eat any ice cream?
Any vegetables?
I did have some ice cream. I meal prep, Grant. I
Yummy.
eat the same thing for lunch and dinner every single day.
Hell yeah.
I had the Tonight Dough, Alex, but I made brownies the other day, and
Ooh,
holy
good
cow,
one.
they knocked me off
Off your what?
my rocker.
When's the last time you guys had a Dr. Pepper?
I don't drink pop. I haven't had pop in
Years.
Oh, that's right. I always
14
forget.
years,
Evan.
15 years.
What would happen if you took a sip?
I've seen Evan take sips.
okay.
Grant, I
Liar.
have a couple Jack and Cokes.
Oh, Jack and Cokes will get you open. Sammy Adams.
Vodka sodas, some like
Dr.
mixed drinks.
Pepper,
But I
6
don't
years.
go to the store. I don't have a bottle of Coke. I don't sit there and
That is-
drink a can of DC.
I'm not sure I've ever seen you drink a vodka soda or a Jack and Coke.
I had to be at Harper's.
Okay. I miss that era.
Had
Because
to
I'm
be
thinking about
at,
when I've drank with Evan.
Friend
and
of the
I've just
podcast,
never...
McCormick's sister's wedding, I was drinking Jack and Cokes way too late in the night, and I retasted it the next morning.
Yummy.
And
Yummy.
then refed about 12 basketball games that day. It was miserable.
Oh. Are you doing that this year?
Yep, I have to. I'm broke.
Oh. When does that start?
6
Gotta
weeks
be
before
soon.
Christmas, so middle of November.
Oh, God. That's going to be the first Sunday when it's just ghosts from Evan. It's going to be jarring.
I almost started crying
And then-
in my kitchen the other day thinking about it.
Okay, we'll move on.
I was like, it's November. I was like, it's so close. It's coming so fast.
I didn't do crazy of anything this week. I did have a dentist appointment.
Grant hadn't been to the dentist in 5 years.
4 to 5 years, roughly.
Super weird.
Not good. You're supposed to go twice a year. You're supposed to go every 6 months.
Yeah, it's
apparently.
very weird that you don't go.
So that means I missed 10 to 8 appointments. But I'm back with only one cavity, which I take as a
You had a
win.
cavity? Oh.
Are
I've
they-
never had one.
Oh,
One filling. They have to do one filling, which is a cavity, I believe.
With a shot?
Wow.
I don't know how it's gonna work. I don't like that. So,
So you don't
hopefully
brush
not.
your teeth
sorry.
or pay for internet.
Well, when you don't get the plaque scrubbed off your teeth for 5 years, you know things can happen in your teeth.
She'll so disappointed.
Who just doesn't go to the dentist? That's weird.
I moved quite a bit and never
he's
locked
not-
one in.
he
We
has
lived in
been bouncing
Birmingham
around.
together, and I still went to the dentist.
I didn't drive back to Tecumseh.
Never.
Nope.
You were never just
Alex
into
would wake up
Tecumseh.
Tuesday mornings and go to the dentist after golf league and then go to work.
Correct.
Oh, that actually does kind of work because you were going back for golf league. Yeah, I just never went to the Tecumseh dentist. I did get a doctor in Birmingham because I thought I probably do need a yearly checkup, but I didn't do dentist and I didn't do eye doctor. But now I have both.
I'll be honest,
I'm
I
an
haven't
adult.
gone to a regular doctor in probably
You didn't have an eye doctor for how many years?
Probably 2
What
to 3.
contacts were you wearing?
So, well, your prescription, like you can go to 1-800-contacts.com. I did this in Minnesota, and you do a test online, and then they'll ship you your prescription that you already have. So I got more contacts to order them, but I didn't like go to the eye doctor.
Okay.
So that's, yeah, but now I'm fully set. And I found out that I still grind my teeth when I sleep, so I might have to get like a nighttime mouth guard. So, which I probably should do because I don't think you want your teeth to grind away.
No, you don't. It's really bad.
Yeah, apparently I clench and grind. When I sleep.
Oh!
Clench the old bump and grind.
Evan's mom has got to be disappointed in
She's
your
Oh, yeah.
dentist
extremely
behavior.
disappointed.
I hope she's not listening. I'm sorry,
She's
Michelle.
extremely- Your oral health is terrible.
Oh my god. I'm gonna start flossing.
More
I'm gonna
ways
get it-
than
I'm gonna
one.
get it right. I'm gonna keep it tight, get it right in my mouth.
Yes.
Immunity.
What?
Fuss. I messed up my hair this weekend. Let me see if I have my phone.
Found at the top of
happened to your hair, Grant? Oh my god.
I sent you a picture.
Did you send it to us?
Oh,
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
you're balding.
So what I did,
What the
Did that fade you up?
What is
They
that?
didn't
No.
blend it at
dude?
all.
What
No,
is
Evan, I did that.
God?
I
Oh,
did
you
that.
did it yourself.
You cut it.
Holy
Yeah.
shit, Patchy.
Oh my god, it's horrible.
Yeah, I know. So
Why are you starting right there, too? Why are you starting right in the middle of your head? You can't
How
hide
are you
that.
messing up that?
Oh, Devontae Smith, first touchdown scorer.
This.
yeah,
This is something else.
I might have
Oh.
to add in the photo for the YouTube version for people. But essentially,
I'm sending this to the gambling degenerates.
no, you can't.
No, I am right now.
All right, you can say when you listen to this show this week, this is what Grant's hair looks like. So what happened was, Marissa was gone on Friday, so this is what happens when I'm left to my own my own
Oh.
devices.
No one can say
I was-
no, Grant. No one can tell you no to play with the toys.
Oh, Bobby Witt, another RBI. Damn, he kills us.
So good.
But I was watching Arizona, Kansas State. The game was over. I should have just gone to bed. But Marissa and she had made a comment. We were talking earlier in the week how when I get my hair cut, when I get
Doing
my
this
hair
at
cut,
like 10 o'clock at night?
oh, it was, dude, I didn't go to bed till like 1.
Stuff.
So
It's so bad. I can't believe it.
we determined that like when I get my hair cut, the sides of my hair, like right through here, grows fastest, and it looks not as good once it gets kind of poofy. So I've done this before, and believe it or not, the other side of my head actually looked exactly what I was trying to accomplish. I took I have thinning or blending scissors, and so I just kind of ran them through a little bit, and hair will kind of come out and it'll thin it out a little bit essentially, and that's what happened. So on the other side, I did a good job, but obviously, as you can see from the photo, I went too hard on this side, and I just thinned it way too much, and I didn't realize it until I hopped in the shower and rinsed all my hair. And I was like, oh my God. I was trying to take a mirror and be able to see. I was like, that is just way too short, but also how drastic it cuts off, because you can see how thick the back of my head is. It just cuts off
it's like you're trying to grow a mullet.
It was a hillbilly mullet. It was a mullet done really poorly. You took a machete and just chopped it off at the line where it dies off. And then I was like, this is a problem.
You should have just buzzed the sides off at that point.
Well, so then Sunday I went in for an emergency Sport Clips appointment, and I just was like, hey, I mean, you're going to see it, but I messed up my hair. And she was laughing. She was really nice. She's like, oh, yeah, we can fix that. I was like, yeah, so if you just want to take the 2 guard, where I normally get a 2 all the way around, and then it looks fine
can
now.
We see it?
It looks fine because it's all the same length now.
Yeah. It's not as short as you want it.
Yeah. I mean, she did a good job. I like how it looks, but she just did a 2 everywhere and it was good. It's just I'm not going to do that again. I thot I could do that.
I don't think you should.
And I'm not.
Hey, Jason said it looks good, so you must
he's
not notice.
lying. Oh, no, I know he's lying. So yeah, that was my weekend, and then I watched a bunch of football. Classic weekend where I mentioned to Marissa, I was like, the games this week, they're not that good. I just found myself in all the games on Saturday. I need to watch one.
I do that every weekend.
It was a bad nightcap. Just was.
I did go to PF Chang's and missed the start of the Indiana game because I was like, I need to get out of the house.
You went to PF Chang's solo?
No, with her on Saturday night before the IU game.
I was sleeping on the couch by 8:30.
Yeah, there was not much at all. You were right, Evan. You looked at it. You said loser of the week was next week's night slate, and you were correct.
Yes.
Loser of the week next week is the noon slate for people that are wanting to play out their Saturday.
No, you can watch Will Howard run quarterback power
against Marshall with a 40-point favorite.
Yes.
So gross.
That doesn't sound very fun, Evan. I think I'll be doing something else at noon.
Golfing.
I should be golfing.
I also be lifting. We'll for sure get a Snapchat from the gym at that time.
Sorry, I'm built different.
Hell yeah. All right, let's get into winners and losers. I need to start.
Winners!
Clemson NC. No. This is my new segment.
Oh. Here we go, Alex. I'm ready.
Right now, you think it's the right time for this?
Who do you want to be our presenting sponsor?
Oh.
For the show?
NB.
For this, how on Sunday Conversation. Do you mind if I do this segment real quick? Sponsored by Mamitos.
Oh yeah, Mamitas. I have to pick any brand.
Sure.
Bell Tire.
Bell Tire. So this is from a listener, and he said, new segment idea. It's so terrible, it just might be great. So the new segment, sponsored by Bell Tire, is
Bell Tire.
Pookies and Dookies of the week.
Oh!
Pookies and Dookies.
This should be by Charmin then. Presented by Charmin. Or Dude Wipes. By Dude Wipes.
Pookies and Dookies. Presented by Dude Wipes.
Oh, is Pookie a good thing? Like the Hawk Tuah girl?
Pookie's good. Dookie's no good.
Okay. It feels a little childish, but we can do it.
Pookies and Dookies. So terrible, it might be good.
So that replaces winners and losers.
Correct.
I'm just gonna say winner.
No, you're gonna say Pookie or Dookie.
All right. Well, the top Pookie of the week. Can't even say it.
They can.
You can't talk about week 3 in college football without mentioning the Indiana Hoosiers. Oh. They went on prime time versus a fellow Big Ten opponent and welcomed them to the Big Ten. Again, on prime time, did I mention, with an absolute beatdown. 30 points, whatever it ended up being. It was a bloodbath from the jump, too. It wasn't even a pull away at halftime. They were just done within 2 minutes of the game, and it made it hit close to home because we had some haters in the chat, Alex being one of them. Connor started off with the week. I don't know why he thought the whale play was a good idea against the Hoosiers. I really would like to get him on.
Gambling advice from Connor ever again.
Yeah, I didn't think Indiana was going to lose to UCLA, so I was not in on that whale play.
I guess his only thought could have been he just doesn't respect Indiana football yet, which is fine. People are still catching up, but I just don't know if there's anything he saw from UCLA, who beat Hawaii by like 2 points, I think, that they would like do well against a legit Big Ten team now. So Hoosiers, number one Pookie of the week.
Number one Dookie of the week. It's a shared spot. Well, it's probably just one guy, actually.
Are they my teams? I have two.
Yeah, they're on your team.
Both of them?
Well, the main Dookie of the week is Dookie Davis himself. Dookie Davis Warren. Sloppy, stinky, poopy Dookie boy Davis. Dookie Davis, he's the number one Dookie of the week. He has to be in the segment.
Names.
All right, let me throw out one that I think is more than him, okay? He's a
Dookie
kid.
Don?
No. Florida and Florida State. Dookies of the week. Their coach officially for Florida is gone, I would say. They're holding board meetings on Sunday, which is never a good sign. And Florida State's 0-3. So as bad as Michigan might get this year, I'm just going to remind myself, at least we're not Florida State. That was embarrassing. Those two games.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. Not nearly as bad as Dookie Davis, but pretty bad.
Evan?
Pookie of the week. Toledo Rockets going to the SEC country and walloping Jeff Levy and the Bulldogs of Mississippi State in prime time.
Loser, Brandon Walker.
Loser, Brandon Walker.
Dookie.
Walker. I did the... I have a stat for that, Evan. Thank you for leading me into
You're welcome.
Bookmark stats. I probably have 20 bookmark stats. I don't know if we'll get through them all, but this is an interesting stat. Toledo is 2-1 against the SEC since 2015.
Saw this.
Fellow in-state school Ohio State is 0-3 against the SEC since 2015.
Yeah, there's just one problem with that stat.
There's no buts, Alex. Don't look into it. That's just a stat.
There's a problem with that stat.
What?
I don't think Ohio State was playing Mississippi State.
That's not a problem.
I think Ohio State was playing the cream of the crop.
You can't debate the stat. It's just a stat.
Okay.
Since 2015?
As Evan says, numbers never lie. I think he says that.
Since 2015?
If not,
Ohio State lost to the national champions that year, Georgia.
I said there's no need to look into it. It's just a stat.
They lost to the national champions the year before in Alabama. They were 0-2 or 0-3?
3.
And then they lost to Missouri last year in a meaningless Cotton Bowl game that nobody watched because it was on like a Wednesday night.
Friday, I believe, actually. For some reason, I remember that. When I sent that text about who have they beaten, did either of you know that I was being sarcastic?
About who?
Maybe you missed. I
knew you were kidding.
Okay. I got Connor with it, and I was like, Connor didn't realize that I was just doing a bit. Back to Alex.
For a Pookie or a Dookie?
What? Yeah.
Pookie or Dookie?
This is off the radar Pookie. Tennessee's really good at football, I think. They scored like 70 points at halftime.
71 points.
Well, they'll get talked about later. Later for sure.
Tennessee football.
Pookie us, because LSU won, which keeps the buzz around October 12th higher.
Oh,
that was a huge win, a huge hurdle.
Pookie win for the Tigers.
I don't know what their schedule looks like coming up because they make me nervous every week now because they were in a dogfight with Nicholls State too. But if we could just get to the 12th.
They got UCLA this week at home.
Oh, easy. And then home, South Alabama. Okay, I think we're good. I think we're in the clear for October 12th.
We're getting there.
Which is huge.
We're going to get
there. Ole Miss will probably be top 4 by that point because Georgia and Alabama have to lose. One of them has to, statistically. Mm-hmm. And then, Ole Miss does have to go to South Carolina, though. Yeah. All right, well, we'll get there when we get there. But huge for us.
Evan?
I'll say Jalen Milroe.
Pookie.
You haven't given any Dookies, Evan.
Or Alex Orji.
I gave
his twin.
You wish.
I got a Pookie Dookie combo.
I bet you do. Was I about to say something about
Jalen
Milroe? Oh.
He's just good.
He's just very good.
Yeah. Hey, did you see that clip of him? It's kind of ironic. I'm fine with it. It's not like old man yells at clouds, but he does his kneeling prayer in the end zone before the game. Then he gets up and immediately holsters his guns.
I saw that, and I was like, "It's a college kid. He's praying for his life, and then he's going to celebrate."
And then he's going to holster the guns. It's sick. His holster gun celebration is cool. Let a naysayer know. Alex.
Pookie Dookie. Pookie,
I
Arch
got a
Manning, Dookie, Quinn Ewers getting hurt.
Oh,
you
you took
can't-
one of my
you can't-
Pookies. My Pookie
you
was
can't
Texas
Dookie.
that they're not going to take a step back because Arch
You
Manning
can't dookie a guy for getting hurt.
No, I mean, it's just like
abdominal injury.
Dookie Texas fans for Quinn getting
Texas
hurt.
and Georgia, one of
Pookie
them had to lose.
fans for having Arch Manning. Didn't know Arch Manning was fast.
I'll do 2 Pookies, my last college ones. One, the Charlotte Hornets announcer has made his way to college football.
Yes.
I sent Alex a clip. I don't know if it's a niche thing between us, but the guy that goes crazy.
Charlotte Hornets announcer?
The basketball announcer.
Bridges!
So he was
that guy,
doing
he's back.
he was doing the Iowa Troy game. Evan, I'll go get the link
Iowa
that I
Troy
sent to
on
Alex
Peacock?
It was
on
good.
Fox. And he did a
Fox? That game was
punt
on
return.
Fox? That game was
Yes.
on Fox.
Play it into
Yes,
the
it
mic.
was on Fox College Football. Okay, I will. It was really good quality. And I don't think anyone knew that he was doing college football. And I heard that voice, and I said, I know who that is.
Miles Bridges!
All right, let me slow this down. This is a Troy punt return against Iowa.
Low spinning kick. Ross has got a chance. Trying to get to the edge. He's got burner speed. Ross! Oh my goodness! Do you have enough in the gas tank? Yes! Troy!
Okay. You have to
He's
look
in
up
college
the
football.
you have to look up the UCF
That guy's good. That guy's good.
UCF and Baylor game from last year because this guy was doing it. UCF
Really?
crazy, and he was flipping out.
Oh, yeah. I know
I
that
need
dude-
it.
Out. on
that
fourth
UCF
down.
play where he like ran around
Yes.
50,000 times. Yes, I have
I'm pretty
seen
sure
that
that
clip.
guy is the announcer for that.
I think it is. That's a good one for everyone to look up. My last college one was Evan pointed out uniform matchup lovers. We had Notre Dame, Purdue,
Oh,
and Oregon State were just 2 good colors on the TV
Purdue.
in the 3:30 kind of window. Purdue.
Dookie. Stinky Dookie. Like
They went into a
diarrhea
game
Dookie.
where all Notre Dame does is run the ball, and they still didn't figure out how to like stack the box and stop the run. Just
I think, Evan, you told me that Michigan State was going to lose to Purdue early in this season. I told you they were really bad.
I said they had to lose a game because I didn't want Michigan State going 9-3,
But Purdue's really bad. You
and I
just can't
wasn't.
lose that game.
And I was not gonna let. I was not predicting Michigan State to lose to Michigan or Iowa, and so it was. And I was not letting them lose
not
to
gonna be
Maryland.
I have
I'll
zero
change it to-
respect for their head coach. They are
not going to be Purdue.
last year during the Stallion stuff, he like mouthed off either before or after the game. Was like, yeah, it's kind of hard when they're stealing your signs. And Michigan beat Purdue by like 45. It just did not matter if they had their signs or not. And after that, I was like,
Dude,
that
they
guy's
suck.
not a serious head coach.
There was no like Notre Dame
That
second biggest
saved
win
me.
ever.
I did 2 units on that. I was chasing my tail on Saturday, and that got me back in good graces.
Yeah,
It
Purdue's
was
not
kinda
a good
sad
football
to-
team.
To Evan's point, after all the bets I did, just like $10 bets is my normal unit. And I was doing the math at the end. And I was like, oh, I'm only negative 46 cents. I did all those bets and it just works out to basically being even. Like, oh, what a waste of time. Maybe this week, though.
Dookie.
Dookie, South Carolina. They blew a magical moment on game day. They had him on the ropes.
That
But
was
again,
Pookie for us.
Pookie for us, but Dookie for South Carolina.
Dookie. NFL injuries. Felt like a lot of guys got hurt this week.
And put on McCaffrey on IR. So tough for those guys.
McCaffrey, Pacheco, AJ Brown is hurt now.
Cooper Cup,
Cooper Kupp.
Cup. Is he on IR now?
not yet.
He's going
about
to be.
Oh, God.
It's bad for injuries.
Pookie, Marvin Harrison Jr. fancy owners. So listener Cody with the C.
Ugh.
Nice. They were probably panicking after week 1, and they got a bounce back in a big way.
Oh, breaking
Uh,
news! You want to hear this?
Oh.
Cody tried to trade him
Yes,
Red
for
alert.
Garrett Wilson.
straight Garrett Wilson for Marvin Harrison Jr. straight up, and
Wyatt was
the other
ready.
team
Brad said no.
declined.
I guess we'll have to see season long, but on paper that's pretty fair. I'm not sure who I would say. After this week, they wish they had him for
Yeah.
sure. Dookie Ravens really stinky to let the Raiders walk in. Oh yeah, Lamar to let the Raiders walk into your house and you need a win to avoid going 0-2, and you were up by like 10 points, and the next thing you know, the game's in overtime, And the
Tigers
Raiders
are
win.
tied.
Yes. Let's go.
Twins
The
are
Ravens.
losing.
At least we're not the Ravens. When we
Tigers
get
are
to our
tied.
game.
Twins are losing.
On that point, another dookie. I don't know if you guys do survivor pools, but if you're in a survivor pool, I saw a crazy stat. This is the first time, I think, ever that the largest favorite in the NFL has lost in back-to-back weeks to start the year.
Were we the largest favorite? Or the
No, we were
Ravens?
not. The Ravens were week 2, and the Bengals against the Patriots were week 1. So the amount of people that did the Bengals in week 1 and then had to buy back in and did the Ravens, they both lost. And so they are probably out of their survivor pools because you can't see that coming.
Well, you can't. Except you can because it's the NFL and they're all grown men and they're not college kids and they can lose or beat anybody.
True. Let me get out my last 3 and then I'll open the floor for you guys. Back to Pookie on the good side. NFL kickers. I don't know about you guys. I noticed it. Maybe the Sunday night
They're
game
good.
influenced me. They just make 55 to 60 yards like easily.
Yes.
Like the Fairbairn dude on Sunday night was just making
My
them look
fantasy
like
team?
chip
Yes.
shots. He's
Good-
on
good
there.
player. Oh, yeah.
Oh my god. The one
Averaging
guy from
20 a week.
the guy from the Commanders, I think, made 7 field goals.
7
They
field
scored-
goals, no touchdowns, 21
I
points.
couldn't believe it. They didn't score a touchdown. They scored 21 points. It's incredible. And then other winners that hurts for us with the Packers getting a win without Jordan Love already, and the Vikings shocking San Fran. I thought were 2 NFC North winners across the league. Like, those were 2 very impressive wins for the situations they were in. So Pookies to them. Dookies to us, I guess, for being on the other side. My last Dookie, roughing the passer in college football. I saw a lot of clips on my feed at just some disgusting penalties being called when people are just
NFL pass interference.
they're
Might be
just like
even worse.
sacking people, and then they call roughing the passer. It was crazy. So
Yeah.
that's all my observations.
Oh, I have a question for you guys. I guess we can
Yeah.
get to the NFL.
We're on the
Okay.
NFL.
No, we're not. We're on college football. We're on
Any
Michigan
other
State.
Pookies?
Definitely transitioned into the Pookies and Dookies of the NFL.
Granted, I did not give any Pookies or Dookies for the NFL.
Do you have any
No.
or question? You
I
can ask your
barely
question.
watch.
He's gonna save that question. You're gonna forget it. Ask it now.
No,
You're gonna
I
forget
wrote it
later.
down. I'm writing it down right now.
Okay.
Why don't you just ask us, though?
No,
It's
stop.
a good time.
It's an
It
NFL
could be
question.
how unrelated is it to the rest that we're talking about?
It
It's
can't be
very
I'm
that
so
related.
confused. It's very related.
Yeah, you could ask the question whenever you want. We're talking about football.
Lay it on us.
Nope. Once we get to the NFL.
Okay.
We're on the NFL. We're talking about the
No,
NFL.
we're not. We're on college football. I moved on.
all right.
We are not talking about college football.
Now we are top 10 rankings before we get into our teams.
See,
Alex,
Alex,
you want one of us to start the horn so you can kind of copy off our
I'll go
homework?
first. Are we going one first?
10, dude. We got to build suspense. First rule of podcasting. Build
All right, you
suspense.
You guys go first.
10, Oregon.
I need an AP poll in front of
10.
me.
Kansas State.
Oh, Avery Johnson lover. I knew you liked running quarterbacks.
Huge Avery Johnson lover. I watched him throw 4 passes on Friday night. I was like, yep, he's good.
You're going to fall in love with Alex Orgy this weekend. I know you are.
Don't think I am.
He runs your style.
I will fall in love with Lincoln Riley and the way he calls offenses. Yes.
To each his own.
Go with
Alex is
Missouri,
copying
10.
the AP poll.
Missouri
He's copying
10.
the AP poll.
100% copying the AP poll.
Missouri is not
Loser.
number 10 in the AP polls. So that's not
Okay, 9, Missouri.
9.
Oh.
USC.
So I put Missouri at 10 and you were complaining?
Yeah.
You put them at 9?
Better
You
win
put
in Oregon.
USC for 9, Evan?
Yep. Fight on.
Hmm.
Oh, I got Oregon 9.
USC
Now
has
that
a
is out
ranked
of the
win.
AP
A
poll.
lot of these teams on here don't have a ranked win.
8, USC.
8.
Ooh.
Missouri.
Big game for Michigan this week.
8. USC.
You did Missouri 8, Evan?
Yep.
You were highest on them coming into the year, so
I
that,
was.
that has to feel good right now. So far.
I also left off Alabama in my top 10 preseason because I totally forgot them to put them on.
I remember
so
that. You bumped him in, though. You moved someone
I
out.
did. No, I didn't. I said, I'm screw it. I'm leaving them out. Oh my God, Evan, you had Florida State at 6. That is so disgusting. God.
Yeah, we missed that one. Hand up to us.
Oh, God, it's
7,
so bad.
Miami Hurricanes, the U.
7, Oregon Ducks.
I
I forgot something if Grant has them at 7.
I feel like
Got
I'm
Miami?
forgetting someone.
Come on.
This is bad podcasting, Alex. Jesus
7,
Christ.
Miami.
Write the list down.
I mean, I have my names down, and then
He's
Grant
building
said them, and then I
suspense.
tried to do something different, but I can't because that's what I went with. I have my list
6, Alabama. Roll Tide.
6, Miami.
Nice. Love that for
now.
my
6.
Hurricanes.
Controversial.
Michigan?
Ooh, have they beat
State.
anyone? Ohio State, 6.
6? You're stupid.
Wow,
Wow.
you fell on the sword for me. I had him a little bit lower than I think most people, but you had him at 6. That's crazy.
For now.
All right, well, I guess it's just preference then, because I have 5 Ole Miss because they also haven't played anybody,
I have 5 Ole Miss as well.
but they blow
I
people
have
out.
5 Ole Miss as
Oh,
well.
yeah, of course you do, Alex.
Do we all have 4 Tennessee?
I do.
There's the team I left off. So stupid.
Oh no, Evan.
Idiot.
So who's your 4?
My 4's Bama.
Okay.
So stupid.
Oh.
So who did you plug in? Do you think that you would take out?
Miami.
Oh well,
What?
relax.
Kansas State in there.
Kansas State.
No,
would be
Kansas
out.
State deserves top 10. Miami doesn't.
I'll tell you this: Kansas State is still good, but Arizona is a shell of itself. Oh my god, they did not look like even close to the team they were
Tough
last
place
year.
to play. Manhattan, Friday night. Ooh.
It is Bill Snyder Field. You don't want to get in there.
Tigers had the lead.
Yes. 3
Wins are losing
Ohio
in the ninth.
State.
3,
Ohio
Ohio
State,
State.
3,
Oh.
Alabama.
Wow, high on the Tide. They almost lost to USF.
But then they scored 28 points in the last 3 minutes.
Then they scored 28 points. 2 Texas.
2
Two.
Longhorns.
Georgia.
I knew Evan was doing
Oh,
that
Evan, you're just
Oh,
gonna
doing
you
wait.
that.
dirty dog. Texas
You're the
is
Because
biggest
he
Georgia
was-
guy of
you know
all
why?
time.
because he respects Michigan. He knows that's a
Michigan
huge
sucks.
win.
That win
tough
was
No.
place to
I'm
play.
thinking less of it.
All those old farts getting up
Yes.
and standing and cheering on a cold Saturday afternoon. It was
Breathing
60
down on
degrees.
you.
It was 60 degrees. There was 2 days we had 60 degrees.
Number 1, the Georgia Bulldogs, who haven't given up a touchdown this year.
That's true.
That is true.
That's a pretty good stat.
Grant, your stats.
You had 20 stats and you didn't have that in there?
And you didn't have one of them?
I didn't have
Georgia's
the
also
Georgia.
won 28
Georgia hasn't given up a
straight SEC
touchdown, I
regular
guess.
season games.
Yeah, I got Georgia still. They did the same stuff last year. They almost lost to Auburn. Remember the run by Peyton Thorne? And then
Run.
The run. The run.
And then the year before that, they almost lost to Missouri in the fourth quarter when they won the title.
That
So
was an exciting game.
they are right where they want to be. Which I tried telling Connor. Maybe we'll see who's right or wrong on that. I could be wrong. I will admit it, but I think they're fine. I wouldn't read anything into the Kentucky game since they ended up winning. So Evan, you got Texas 1.
I got Texas 1.
Now,
And it's hard to argue because they look sick.
They've gone on the
Indiana?
road.
Too.
isn't in your top 10, Grant?
Correct.
They have a
Not-
23.4% chance of making the playoff per ESPN now.
Indiana
Yeah,
does.
Indiana does.
Have you looked at their schedule?
Because they play no one.
That was the whole point of the exercise with them this year is that they play not a soul. They play like Ohio State and Michigan. At the end of the year, they might beat Michigan in Bloomington, depending on how the season goes. They could be a 2-loss team.
Yeah, well, they could.
They're not there yet. They need to beat. They play Charlotte this week. They'll kill them. If they beat Maryland, then next week I think they sneak into the top 25.
Do they beat Michigan State on the road?
Yes, I think so.
Easy.
Indiana
No.
beats us.
I do think right now Indiana beats you.
On the road.
Yes.
Easy.
Do we have a time for that game yet?
No.
No.
They have a really good quarterback.
We
for
have
Indiana.
a really good quarterback.
Correct, but their guy is really old. If Child starts to look a little bit less risky at times,
Oh, my God.
I would go with that.
He's not going to be, though.
Well, he might be as the season goes on. He'll get a little bit less risky. That's my
When
main
it
reason.
works. It works.
Indiana
I'm fully
has
biased.
a
I love
73% chance of beating us.
The FPI,
It's a
Yeah.
computer.
that thing. I don't. Who knows how they do that?
Well,
It's computer generated.
tickets as low as $24.
Where do you guys want to go for our recaps of games? Where do you want to start?
We're doing college.
We do Michigan State
No, it
first
could be-
because
could
it
be
wasn't
anything.
as
Let's do the
climactic.
NFL first because that was depressing.
Oh, why was it depressing,
Okay.
Alex?
Because we lost.
All right, Lions Bucks.
Number one reason why we lost, Alex. Go.
1 of 7 in the red zone.
Oh, Grant.
What?
Number one reason why we lost. Go.
It's hard to beat a team 3 times in the NFL. We were due to lose to this team.
That was a
2
lame
different
race.
years.
Lame
No,
race.
I think that someone said that after the game. Maybe one
I
of the
said
players
that
did.
pre-game.
That's legit. That made me feel so much better. You played them tight last year at Bucks. You beat them in the playoffs. How are you going to beat them again? They're a good football team. You're bound to lose to them. Write it off.
More points than them.
Oh, yes,
Shut
but
Evan, number 1 reason the Lions lost.
Hutch
First
didn't
half
do enough.
blunder at halftime.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good
An
point.
unprepared,
Yeah, on paper, yeah.
unprepared, lack of focus, lack of coaching at the end of the first half.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think he said? He put it all on himself, but do you think he said the wrong thing in the mic? How did that?
I don't
I
know
think he-
how.
I think he
You think
told
he
the
yelled
field goal
go?
unit to
Had to
run
happen
on.
to him. Had a thing to say after the next play. We're sprinting out the field goal unit.
Do you think he
And
was
then
yelling "go, go, go" and he meant like spike it, go, 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 and not like get on the field and people
I
just
think
start
he yelled
running?
to the special teams to go in. I think he just
Feels like he had to. If he knew
I
he
don't
was very,
feel- I
he
feel
almost
like-
cried. He definitely cried in the locker room. He almost cried at the press conference.
I feel like he didn't say go go go. I feel like
I
it
think
was.
he's falling on the sword for Dave Phipp.
I think it was
No,
already like
Dave Phipp is a really good
predetermined
special
that
teams.
that was
Yeah,
going to
no, I'm
happen.
kidding.
That this field goal unit was going to run out there, and then the offense was like, "No, we can spike this right now." Boom, spike, and we already have 95.
well, the field goal was never going to be able to get on there and kick. There was
Correct.
zero
I
chance.
100% agree with that, Alex.
I've only seen that work one time, and it was Michigan versus Northwestern,
Brady
and
Hoke.
Drew Delio, I think, held
Oh
it, and
my-
it was so sick.
Slide in hold.
Yes, it was like one of the coolest things I've ever seen.
Northwestern wearing their gray and American flag shoulder pad
Yeah.
jerseys.
Oh my god, guys!
I
It
Relax.
was a
remember
Friday night
DC.
football game or Saturday night
At
football
Northwestern.
game. Yep.
Night game.
Primetime
Yeah.
BTN.
It was on
You want one
BTN.
of the first of many stats from this game that I got.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bury the tape. Let's move on.
The Buccaneers became the second team since the 1970 merger. So you know when they say merger, it's a long time ago.
Good year.
To win a game, despite being outgained by 200 plus total yards and having a sack differential of -5 or worse. The other team that did this was the Houston Oilers in Week 8, 1987 at the Bengals.
Cool.
So what they're saying is it's an aberration. It will never happen again. Most
Shouldn't
likely.
have. Shouldn't have happened. Agreed.
Can I say something?
No.
Absolutely.
We've done this over the last 4 years, I think, with Ben Johnson. And I know to trust him, but there's still times where he leaves me wanting a little bit more.
Sunday, yes.
There's like,
You could just say it. He was bad on Sunday.
but it goes to points though, Alex, that you and I try to remember. As sick as it is, your voice comes in my head sometimes
Yes.
when you're like, when those plays work, we all say how amazing he is. So we
Correct.
have to not like the one that stood out. I remember Cody texted about it, and I had the same thought that we ran like a pitch play on 3rd and 2 that got absolutely stuffed with Gibbs, and I was like, but if Gibbs breaks that for a 20-yard touchdown, we're talking about, oh, it's so amazing. He got him outside. So I go back and forth and I trust him with everything. But there was one that's been going around on Twitter where it was like in the first half, we were down 6-0, I think. And it was 3rd and 3 to goal going in. And you guys will remember it was Laporta and JMO out wide, and Laporta motions in. And the Bucs only brought 4 rushers, and we used Laporta just to
The
block
blocker.
and then immediately Jared Goff throws a 5 or like a little out route to JMO over his head when he was double covered in the red zone. And I was just thinking to myself, like in the playoff games last year, we had like the most creative plays to get mismatches for Josh Reynolds or Laporta. And the fact that we rolled out that 3rd and 3 play, because first of all, you could argue, why would you not just run it twice and go for it? Like run it once on 3rd and 3. You probably will get positive yards, and then you go for it on 4th and 1 from the goal line. But the fact that we ran that pass play from 3rd and 3 for JMO on a 5-yard out route where he was double covered and there was no place for Goff to put it, I was just left confused after that. And that's one that stuck with me looking back at it. I was like, what is going on in the red zone? And then you speak to the 1-7 stat. I'm like, again, I think it's a one-off, but it's definitely something we have to have our eye on going forward is the play calling in the red zone.
Blake. Through both weeks, really.
At times.
Yeah, no, we were good at getting down there.
But to give him credit, the reverse in overtime last week, and then the 4th and 2 where we ran that sick formation with Amon-Ra as the running back and J-Mo as the offset and ran a counter left, basically. That was sick.
Did you miss the flag on that?
They didn't call a flag.
No, they didn't. But there was one.
On who?
Zeitler just clawed at someone's face mask, just full hands to the face and some dude.
Oh.
As Gibbs runs past him. Like,
for the J-Mo pick.
Look at that guy.
Yeah. I don't know. Any other things that were anything that was like long-term alarming to you guys from this game? Like big picture?
I saw a stat about quarterback pressures. I don't know if somebody sent it.
Your favorite
today?
Yeah, that was in the group chat.
Just the overall pass protection of our front four has been lackluster the first couple of games.
I feel like it hasn't been that bad. We threw the ball 50 times. Which
we should never throw the ball 50 times. We're our first team. I think we got too sexy or too happy with, like, they got all their backups in the secondary. We came up with this offensive plan to sling it all over the rock. Now, give or take, I would say probably 8 of the throws are due to 8 to 10, probably 8 to 12, are due to us just being behind late in the game. But I don't see Goff needing to throw more than 40 passes in any single football game.
Certainly.
And to echo your point, I think I saw a quote from Dan today in his press conference. He said the plan was to pass to open up the run game. So you are correct with your thought, Evan, that was the plan going into the game against the Bucs. Vita Vea led front he got hurt, but he was in there for a little bit. There's also the stat I think I read. I don't have the bookmark, but I had read it that we are 0-3 whenever Jared Goff passes 50 or more times, which makes sense because it probably means you're trailing, like you said. But if he throws more than 50 times, we're probably losing because that's not our bread and butter.
Interceptions are alarming long term because he could have had 4 picks in this game.
Second one, horrendous.
Was Tim Patrick supposed to cut in? I think he had to.
Even if he did, it wasn't even close.
It still was going to get picked off.
Probably, but that's the only thing I could think of when he threw it because there was nobody within 10 to 15 yard bubble.
Route, to be honest.
Yeah, and I think he took the corner, and I think off.
But
but that's like a Davis Warren where you just panic and throw it, and you hope.
Yeah, I was like, what are we doing? Just take the sack and just sit down. And he had 2 dropped picks too. I mean, he could have had more.
Yeah,
wasn't a great showing.
If we wanted to throw so much, maybe we should have done more J-Mo deep balls because that one looked so good. It was a great throw. To give Goff props, that was one of the best throws I've seen him ever make. So I think I'm sure they tried to take it away. I can't see the all 22. I imagine they made it tough to throw to J-Mo. But even thinking back to the Rams game, we didn't run any of those J-Mo crossing routes over the middle. I know that's probably because the Bucs play a lot more zone from what I understand about football, X's and O's. But you would have liked to see at least get J-Mo. Because I think we said going into the week, the Bucs are a team you have to beat with speed in space, not to use a Josh Gaddis phrase, but like you saw Gibbs have a better game than Montgomery, and I would assume J-Mo could have had a better game if we had gotten the ball in space more, because the Bucs are just more like a gritty, physical team than they are like flying around overall. That's how they operate.
I think I would have liked to give Montgomery a couple more touches. He didn't have a great game by any means, but he's only on
Gibbs
the field
had a good
30%.
average for how many touches he had, how many rushes.
No, Gibbs is good.
Yeah. Inflated by a couple of those long ones, but those long ones are huge.
Those long ones, his next one could have been a long one.
Yeah. We needed to run more, no doubt. Any concern at all? I have a stat line for you through 2 games. 6 receptions, 58 yards, 0 touchdowns. Name the Lion.
Sam Laporta.
Correct.
Sam Laporta.
Only 2 games, but gotta be some effort. The way we saw Amon-Ra get, am I saying that right?
Amon-Ra.
Yeah. The way we saw him almost get force-fed almost too much this game. You have to think they got to start doing that for Laporta in the red zone, or like Brock Wright. I just feel like our tight ends are non-existent in our passing game right now, which is a problem because they've been a staple.
the one clip on 3rd and 4, Laporta wide open crossing the middle,
yes.
And then Goff forces one into Amon-Ra instead.
I did see that.
Force feeding a couple people that are unneeded or unwanted. Amon-Ra's our best, but I think force feeding.
Amon-Ra.
force feeding Gibbs and JMO a little bit too much because they're the flashy new toys.
I don't think we're force feeding JMO. Only had like 5 catches.
Targets, Alex, though, the first two games.
Yeah, but he's arguably been our best receiver.
Because we're force feeding him.
I mean, he's making big plays.
So, did you tell me Sam Laporta can't make big plays?
I just don't think I would disagree that we're force feeding JMO.
We're force feeding it.
The only one I can think of was that one on the goal line I talked about. I don't know what the read was on that play, but that was just like he was like the only option on the route because he looked right and just threw it out of bounds essentially. And I was just thinking like that play would never work even if you were Justin Jefferson. Like he was just absolutely smothered. So I would just like maybe his Goff just needs to trust who's going to be open in the offense. Like the clip of him overlooking Laporta was.
JMO's had 20 targets this year and Laporta's had 8.
That's a good chunk. Yeah, maybe we get it back closer to, that's what, 28 targets? Maybe closer to 14.
Amon-Ra had 19 targets yesterday.
A lot. That was crazy. Yeah.
So he has 25 targets on there. Talk about force feeding, though. I mean, 19 targets in a game.
He had 11 catches, Alex. At one point, he was the only one getting separation.
JMO is getting separation. We saw it many times this year already. Twice?
3 times.
Any concern with Goff?
Yeah, a little bit.
Yes. We found the blueprint of how to beat Goff.
Oh, you're talking like long-term season with Goff.
Blueprint how to beat Goff.
Pressure him.
Shell. Too high. Pressure right up the middle. Because you know he's not mobile enough to get out. Pressure up the middle.
Yeah.
You don't need to blitz off the edges. Pressure up the middle.
But that's the thing where I still have confidence. And again, that is Goff's limitation. But if you say the word too high against us, that has to be we're running the ball 60-40, 65-35. Like we should be able to get you out of that with our offensive line, what we pay them, and our running back duo. That just has to be what we start doing. And I think Ben Johnson will learn from that. I think they probably did think, we'll get cute, we'll quick pass basically to be our run game, and then realize Goff didn't have his best day. But like you got to go into those games and be like, we're going to try to bully Tampa Bay. And then
better
get cute.
Have that mindset next week. Otherwise, you're going to get 30 points hung on your head in the first quarter.
We have to bully Arizona looking ahead to next week. But some stats for PFF. Take it or leave it. Jared Goff's lowest PFF passing game grades 2022 to 2024. This is from Al Karsten on Twitter. I should give people credit for the stats. His worst game as a Lion was week 1, 2024 versus the Rams. Or I guess, was this first year in Detroit 2022? No.
Year 2.
That was year 2. Okay, so this is year 2 through this year so far for Goff. Week 1 versus the Rams was the worst, and this last game was his 6th worst game versus Tampa Bay.
We played the Rams in week 1.
Yeah,
that was year 1. Oh, you're saying last week?
Was his worst PFF grade as a Lion from 2022 to 2024.
What made it so bad?
I don't know.
That's a little alarming.
It was 40.4 was his grade.
Yuck.
And this week was 49.1. So,
Dookie.
I don't know. Maybe they were just tougher graders on week 1 because it didn't feel terrible.
Did throw a pick.
He did throw. Yeah. What else did I have written down? Yeah, 0-3, 1-7, Laporta stats. Oh, for Malcolm Rodriguez, I love his tenacity, but getting juked out by Baker Mayfield has to be an all-time career low light for the guy. That was brutal. And I know
Fox
people like to do
TV. Once again, comparing Baker Mayfield to the greatest running back in NFL history.
Evan,
disgusting.
They were joking.
No, they weren't. You wouldn't bring that up and start talking about it?
It's just for entertainment.
Worse?
Kiss my ass,
What was
Kevin.
worse? That or Daryl Johnson's suit? What was worse?
Daryl Johnson always wears shit like that.
There wasn't one piece of that outfit that looked good. To calm people down, I sent the text in the group chat. I should have tweeted it out for the fan base that was overreacting on Twitter. But we lost to Seattle, as Evan pointed out.
Oh, week 2
he was
last
very
year.
upset.
No
Very
one
upset.
No one
37 points. I kind of did in the moment. I was like, damn, this sucks. I was like, oh,
First
we
thing
were
I thought
1-1
of.
last year. So no need to panic.
Game.
We went 12-5 and won the North last year and almost made the
This is
Super
what
Bowl.
I
So
don't like when people compare us like, okay, look at the rest of the NFL, dude. This team lost, this team lost, this team lost.
I do that all the time.
It's
To make me
like,
feel
why-
better.
it's really not
why
that
is that
bad.
not okay?
Like, hold on, Alex, I'm getting there.
Yeah, he's building a point.
And then it's like, well, anybody can beat anybody any week. Like, we'll bounce back. I was like, well, if you have that mindset, like anybody can beat anybody, like we can lose every single week.
Yeah.
You can't be half.
Well, that's you
glass
being
half.
pessimistic.
Well, you can't be
Yeah.
glass half full, and then some weeks you're glass half empty, and then okay.
Oh,
then
I'm never
back
half
to
empty. Never. Not me.
Me, yeah, we're bad counterparts for you, Evan, because I've already convinced myself we're going to beat USC this week. So I just,
always
That's
half
fully-
full.
idiotic. That is idiotic.
that's glass half full, baby.
When we get to the college football segment, I'll explain my rage for Spartan fans already counting us out. Because I'm always half full.
You could lose to anybody. We have to keep in mind.
But you can beat
anybody.
anybody in this
You
league.
can also lose to anybody.
Look at the New Orleans Saints, dude. They can beat anybody.
But
this
in
year,
fairness, do I think Tampa Bay is
Yeah.
going to probably win the South?
Shaheed.
Yes.
Right? Whoa, the Saints would have a word with you, Evan. Best offense in football.
Pete Carmichael is
Kubiak.
holding them back the last 4 years. I've
The
been saying it.
Kubiak
Yeah.
kids.
Kodiak
Yeah.
Toes.
They have a chance, okay?
Bucks are a good team.
I got
That
a
was not
need
a
for
bad loss.
Raheed Shaheed.
I'm starting him this week. He'll get 2 points. I know it.
You have to. If you don't,
started in
you're
my work
idiotic.
league.
You might as well,
He'll get-
trade him for like
A running back
Jump
that I
or
no
like
longer
Puka or
have.
something.
Raheed Shaheed, baby. 2 points this week.
Let's see. What else did I have?
I really do. You have PFF Plus?
No.
Damn.
No way someone's paying for that.
I get all my PFF grades through
Al
reporters on
Karsten.
Twitter.
I'm gonna have to do
Yeah.
a lot of effort on Saturday morning.
This is from
I have to
beat
do a
writer
lot
Jeremy
of effort
Reisman
Saturday morning.
to make you feel better as well. Last year, the Lions had the third best red zone offense. The year before that, they were fourth. Basically making the point, take those 2 years into account as opposed to this one game where we went 1 for 7. So for people freaking out about that, it's like the odds are that this will get corrected and we'll start cashing in on
Yeah,
touchdowns.
because you'll freaking run the ball in the red zone. That's why we were good. We converted our rundowns. Got ahead of the sticks, went for it on fourth down, boom, did it again. Got ahead of the sticks, ran for it.
There's no doubt we've made a lot of mistakes in 2 weeks. Lucky to be 1-1.
Lucky to be
Yeah.
1-1.
Honestly, could easily be 2-0 though.
We were 0
and
if we were
easily could be
0-2.
0-2.
Glass half full. The other point that I had was defensively we have to be. I think that is looking good. Defense is looking solid through 2 games.
Besides the
This looks
baby
alright.
ass soft pass interference call that they called on Arnold in the first quarter.
That
Well, that's
hurts.
not defense fault. That's
That was
zebra
a
fault.
free
That
7
was
points.
baby soft. Three only got 3 points off of that. That was baby soft.
Oh, yeah. That's right. They
That
only
was
did
baby
get 3.
soft.
But
Brian
he did make up
Branch
for it with a
back.
face mask that he totally earned. That was a nice face mask by him. He really got in there deep. Pause. Yeah, Brian Branch, he almost had... Dude, almost better than his pick was the one where they ran the tight end pop pass on the goal line and he just Spider-Man that thing. That was sweet.
If you had to teach like in-face and proper hand technique, that's what you just show everybody.
He's technically sound, as people like to say. He's fundamental. He's
Only
like Tim
one missed
Duncan
tackle by
of
Mike.
safety. Okay, perfect.
But yeah,
Obviously, the headliner Hutch. We don't need to. People have seen the stats. They've been sending group chats. I think it was an out of body experience as watching him. Like it was great. I couldn't believe it kept happening.
I laughed
like,
on the
there's-
last one. I was like, you gotta be kidding me.
I was cheering
Like, there's
against
no
it on
way.
the last one. I'll be honest.
Evan.
I was cheering for Baker to get out of it or get rid of it multiple times.
That says a lot about you.
He absolutely.
He made the last sack,
Wrecked
and
the
I was
game.
like, "Are you kidding me?"
So you think he's good now, Evan?
No, we
He's
still
just
lost.
he's just
Alex.
doing a bit.
I'm not going to get into it today.
No, but we still lost.
I know what
But
you're
in-
trying to do,
But
but
in
I
fairness,
refuse.
he had 4.5 sacks and only 5 total tackles on the game, so his run grade has to be shit.
Is that why you wanted to look it up?
Yes, I couldn't find it.
He does.
Don't
better,
engage,
he does,
Grant. Can't engage with that.
he does better chasing like hustle plays in the run away from him. Like the way
I-
to neutralize him is to run at his face, which is it's hard for any DN.
Really think that he struggles in any run right at him.
Yeah, that's
I
the way to.
think he
If
is
you're gonna
like-
attack him, you got to run at him.
Poopy soft. It runs right at him.
I think he thinks every play is a pass, which is he's a dog. He just wants to run.
He said 5 sacks in a game, and we're just talking about how he's poopy soft.
Dude, you're talking
Okay,
about
but
the
there was
defensive player of the
there
year.
was literally
Oh
one
my
drive.
God.
There was literally
He
one
leads
drive.
every defensive end statistic.
There was one drive where he wasn't in there on first and second down, and then he comes in on third down, gets a sack, comes back up
That's okay. He did his job.
because he can't play the rundowns. He's not as
Evan, there's no way we're going to turn this segment into he can't do something.
Yeah, you can't.
Correct.
You can
It
do
is.
it, but we
It
just
is.
can't
No,
respond.
it's
he's
not.
got a half
Evan.
a sack the rest of the time.
Yeah, you just
Evan,
can't
he's
look
the
at that
best-
game he played.
He's the best player on our
We
defense.
still lost. His best game doesn't mean shit because the team still lost. And then everyone's
Right.
be like, "Oh, the offense lost us that game." I was like, "No, the Lions are 1-1. It doesn't say Lions defense 2-0 and Lions offense
Well-
1-1. It doesn't say that."
I think in the team meetings they're talking about how the offense let the team down. I would hope they would be because they did. The offense at that game.
His best game
I
didn't
don't
mean
even-
shit because you still
I don't
lost.
even know what to say. If you're being serious, I don't know what
I am
to
being
say.
serious. Like I don't.
I don't know what to say then.
What
I
do you
don't
mean?
know.
Like you're being serious about what?
We still
He's
got
good,
freaking-
Evan.
We have 15 more. I've never said he was bad. I said he's always been overrated because we live
How
behind
is
this
he
blue wall
overrated?
Michigan fan base that is obsessed with him.
How is he overrated? He just had the second most sacks in a game ever for the Lions.
That doesn't
He
mean shit. Our
leads the
franchise has
NFL
been dog
in
shit since
everything.
the 50s. It doesn't
He
mean anything.
leads the
Doesn't
NFL
mean
in
anything.
everything.
You're
It
comparing him
doesn't
with
mean
Ziggy Ansah. That's who you're comparing to defensive ends
He's
with.
leading the NFL in 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
So he sucks.
Congrats. Here's your September
He's
Heisman.
overrated.
September
He's
Heisman.
overrated. You're right. He's overrated.
It
He's not
doesn't
good.
really mean anything because him leading it after 2 weeks and we're still 1-1. While
His
Minnesota
5 sacks on Sunday
Minnesota's
didn't matter.
2-0 in our
He's
division.
overrated. He's overrated.
It's
Because-
like Giselle said about Tom Brady. He can't throw and catch the ball himself, and he can't play the other side of the ball. He did everything he could do in that game to get us a win.
I just don't know how you
Besides,
can comfortably sit there and say that he's overrated after what you saw Sunday, and you still think it.
let Baker scramble for third down and a touchdown.
Do you think he's overrated? Yes or no?
Yes.
All right, next segment.
yes. I did have a bigger point.
So
after
one game just defines somebody and says that, yep, he's not.
He's been
He's-
consistently good for us since he
he's
got here.
God's gift
Well,
to the earth.
Then you have to take. You can't say the 0 sacks in the NFC Championship game anymore. Then if we're going by that, you have to throw that one out because then we can't shit out him for one game.
Good point, Grant.
I'm just saying.
If we can,
I'm just saying one
I'll
game.
concede the point if we throw that game out.
Yeah, but you can't use that game
I
as
never
an
said he was bad. I
against
never
him.
said he was shit. My argument is saying that he's overrated because everyone overhypes it in the media-driven world that we
But-
live in.
What is he rated as that you think is too much?
We do this every week.
I don't want to get into this, but I have to know. What is he rated as so I can compare him to this standard going forward and see if he gets there?
He's not a top 10 defensive end in the NFL.
I think he is.
Nah,
I think
I
I think
so.
by the end of the year,
If he wore a different college jersey, this would be a different conversation.
I don't.
You're talking
Do you-
about the same fan
He had
base
5 sacks on
that
Sunday.
wanted James Houston for having 3 sacks on Thanksgiving. And then
We didn't
you
say
two,
James
you
Houston
two
was
argued that James Houston could be our saving grace for our pass rush last year, and who is
It's-
not going to be able to see the field because he's not very good.
I think this is just a good example of
Because
two
we
guys
got hurt.
overhype
glass
one
half
He got
full,
hurt.
and
He
you
got hurt.
being very pessimistic about everyone. Aiden Hutchinson could have 25 sacks in a game, and I think you'd sit here and tell us the same thing.
Did we win the game?
Your bias is taking over you.
I'm not buying.
You're greenwalling this to the point where you think he's not good.
Not greenwalling it. I'm
Yes,
it's
this is a
overhyped.
greenwall thing. He's not
Detroit
overhyped.
media.
He's legit. He's a
So
top
you're
10
saying
defensive end in the
you're
league.
saying in a couple weeks when Childs goes in, no, you guys host Ohio State, and let's say he throws for like 5 touchdowns and 450 yards, and you guys lose by a field goal. I'm supposed to come out in here and say, yeah, Childs didn't win the game. He stinks.
Let me say,
Not stinks, sorry, but like he's overrated.
He's overrated.
I never said he was like a top quarterback in the NCAA, though.
It just feels like you just
I've
whatever
never
we
said
say, you
Childs is
take
like
this.
I've never said Childs
goalpost,
is the best
we're just
QB.
moving it back. We're just moving it wherever we want it to be.
I've never said
said-
Childs is the best quarterback in college football. I never said he's the best, one of the best pass rushers in college football, because I know
Yeah.
he's not.
You're taking it very literal. Grant was just trying to give an example.
And I'm giving my example of what I would say after that happens.
So you think Aiden Hutchinson's still not top 10 defensive end in the league?
No, Top
Not
10
even close.
pass rusher. I wouldn't say defensive end because now like that position's like worthless anymore.
So he's not a top 10
We
pass rusher.
Correct.
We just have to win the sack title, Alex. We have to win the sack title this year.
Yeah,
And
I
then we'll
guess
be good.
that's the only thing
Then
that
we're good.
But then
We have
they'll
to
just
win
say
the
his
sack
run
title.
defense is bad.
But if we win Defensive Player of the Year, which we're on pace for right now, then we're good. We're totally good.
Here's your September Heisman.
Yes. If that holds, if we can get to that, then
Well,
we're
at
good.
this pace, we're not winning the North, so they're not going to give it to us.
Yeah, we will need the offense to step up a little. I think this is a bigger picture that I had, and this is not isolated to Evan. This is more people I saw on Twitter that were shitting on Goff again and trying to like get their takes off about Goff not being the guy. My only goal, which I need to be better at too, I'm going to try to not feed in to, because I've played into it. When I will text the group chat and I'll be like, oh, Hutch just drew a holding call there. Hutch did that. I'm going to stop doing that because I feel content with where he's at as a player now, especially after last week. I hope that by the end of this year, this fan base is all united where like no one's trying to play their personal agendas. I used to do it with Jeff Okuda. I used to come on here and be like, oh, but Jeff Okuda did Justin Jefferson. I want to get to the point where no one's like re-second guessing Jared Goff's contract, debating if J-Mo is a bust or not anymore, if Hutch overrated. Like, I just want us all to be, we need to be all in to win the Super Bowl, guys. We have to come together and just root for the guys wearing Honolulu blue. Colleges don't matter. Hype doesn't matter. We just got to pull for these guys. That's my goal for the end of
this feels like
season.
half directed at Evan because there's like 3 players on the team he openly hates.
Well, I've always said I hope Hutchinson does well because that means the Lions are going to do well.
Taylor Decker.
True. That's what we can all get behind. No, I said Okuda. I put my hand up and I looked at a tweet from a guy that got a lot of traction, 30,000 views, who just shit on Goff and was like, he's not worth $40 million. He's not our franchise quarterback. He's a game manager. It's like, why are we still relitigating? Like, we solved those demons. We won the North. We almost made the Super Bowl last year. We don't need to play the I was right about this player card, I feel like, as a fan base. People will, but I want to engage in less of it because it's about winning the Super Bowl with this team.
When the team
loses,
not about
individual players.
The happiest people are the negative Nancy's that want to come out and spew about how bad you are. That's just how it always is.
And it's so weird too, because like if Penei Sewell, he doesn't do it really ever, but if he were to give up a sack, I don't think people would be like, oh, see, bust of a pick. Like, it's just certain people, like it's Goff, it's JMO, it's Hutch, I was that way with Okuda because of Michigan, Ohio State. I was on the opposite side though, I guess. But it's like just people have these things with people. Gibbs, we had to deal with Gibbs for a while. People in fan base, friend group chats were like, oh, what a bust of a pick, or like reach of a pick.
Jack Campbell, bust.
Yeah, well, he had a couple good plays. But that's my goal for the Lions. Looking ahead to Arizona, are you guys ready? Are you guys ready to call it a must-win?
31-25. We lost on the road. I just see it in the future. We're 1-2 coming back home.
33-25?
31-25.
Okay. Evan's predictions 31-25.
We get crazy and go for 2 early in the game. We don't get it. Now we're chasing points the rest of the game. Stupid.
This game's at 4 o'clock, right?
4:25 on Fox. Chris Myers on the call.
Favored by 3 right now, or I looked last night, over under 51.5, which means they think Detroit will win 27-24 range. Alex, you hate must-wins. This in my gut feels like a game that this team has to win, given the expectations to get the 1 seed this year in the NFC.
Oh, that's down the drain.
I don't think it's a. Oh my God, Evan, week 2.
No, he did that. He's in his bag right now.
There's
he's
no
in his
way.
Bag. Look at him. You know when he starts stirring that he's just doing it. We almost got it last year.
Yeah, but Alex, here's my mindset. Okay, you're 1-2 coming back home to a Seattle team that you haven't.
We haven't lost though.
Yeah, we haven't lost.
We haven't played the game yet.
Yeah, but Alex, Grant's arguing like the must-win mindset. Like I'm saying, like if you don't have that mindset, I'm not saying it is. I'm not putting the stamp on it. But if you don't have that mindset, you're 1-2 coming back home to a team offensively that probably averages 43 points on you the last like 3 or 4 years.
That shouldn't.
Yeah, but new coach though. So
our defense has been playing better, but Geno Smith is still slinging the ball all over the place.
I'm not super worried. Well, we'll focus on Arizona. I'm not super worried on Seattle right now because they played tomato cans. But the Cardinals.
Tomato cans. That's good.
I think this is a classic rookie receiver regression game. So I think he comes down a little bit. I don't think he's going to go for that against us. This could bite me in the butt because he's a great receiver, and I know that firsthand. But the biggest question, obviously, is what is our game plan with Kyler? Because you saw what Baker did. Quarterbacks, it's a scrambling league. But Kyler is probably the best
Grant, it's
at
a scrambling
doing.
league. Why doesn't our quarterback scramble then?
Well, he can't.
Oh,
He's limited.
shit.
He did have a kind of cool rollout left one early in the game. I forgot what he did with the ball, but he did try throwing it downfield. I forgot what happened.
Fifth row hit an old lady in the face.
But Kyler is, when you talk about the best scrambling, like wow plays, I'm sure you guys saw his one touchdown he had in the back of the end zone. Like he spun 5 times, rolled left, and had a dart in the back of the end zone. It was disgusting. He has that ability, so we just got to make sure we keep him contained.
So pass rush lanes.
Pass rush lanes
Like
are
our boy
important.
Daryl was saying last week, and we just didn't listen to Dan at halftime speech. We only listen to him when it's convenient to us.
I need people to realize that there are going to be some missed sack opportunities. There was that play that I'm talking about with Kyler. Jared Verse, who's as young as can be, as quick as can be, missed him twice. And Jared Verse is already like a good-looking rookie player. So he's going to make a couple of our defensive linemen look stupid. It's just more about winning overall. And I think the biggest key is just running the football. You just have to bowl.
We have to get a hold of Kyler Murray. So if we had shorter arms, we wouldn't be able to reach him.
I think just you need a strong grip to get him down.
But you have to get close to him if you have short arms.
Yeah, you do have to get within range, but you need a strong grip is more important than length of arm when it comes to getting Kyler Murray to the ground.
Just jot my notes down for Sunday.
And running the ball. You have to bully this team. You have to. You have to just rough them up. Your thoughts, Alex?
I have a stat.
Oh!
Okay. Yes.
What was the Rock Lions
we
record last year following a loss?
Oh, undefeated. I don't think we've lost back-to-back games in like
correct.
3 years or something. 2 years.
Last year, 5-0 following a loss. How many of those games did they win by double digits?
3 of them.
Incorrect.
You said we were 5-0?
5-0.
Oh, we lost 5 games.
Jesus Christ. That's what
all 5?
4.
Oh.
And the one game they didn't. The one game they didn't, which I don't know if you guys remember, was the New Orleans Saints, who they were beating 21-0 after the first quarter.
Yeah.
And then Jameis came in, made it a little close at the end. They won by 5. So that should be a good sign. This team bounces back. Proved it last year 5 out of 5 times.
What's our record at Arizona over the last 12, 15 years?
I think we won the last time we were there, right? Jeff Okudah had a pick.
I actually remember watching Arizona and Matt Patricia era.
Yeah, Jeff Okudah had a great day.
In their dorm room, and we booed him off the field because we lost.
No. Okay, I don't remember that.
We watched it with Zank.
I don't know the last time we played at Arizona.
I want to know.
Wait a second.
We played them at home in 2021, destroyed them.
We've won 4 of the last 5, and the 5th was we tied in overtime. 2021
at Arizona, September 27th, 2020.
Yep, they won 26-23. And then they won 17-3 in 2018.
17-3. Well, that game could have been in London.
They lost
No, we
at
played
Arizona.
the Falcons in London. Shut up, Alex.
In 2014, we lost to the Cardinals in Arizona. Was the last time.
2014.
We were in high school.
But we did tie in 2019. We tied 27-27 at Arizona.
The Kenny Galladay game.
I think this is also a great tight end matchup. If you love tight end play, Trey McBride, Sam Porter, 2 of the best in the game. It's going to be good stuff. Is that Darnell Mooney?
Yeah.
Oh, anytime touchdown. Go. What a play.
What's the score in that game?
15-10 Falcons.
It's a barn burner here.
I think this is a get-right game.
No, I just said it was. I wasn't even doing my point. Come on, dude. 5-0.
Got distracted.
5-0. Double-digit wins every time. Of course this is a get-right game.
Okay. 30-19 Lions.
Wow.
Yes. Good answer.
30-17.
Oh!
30-17.
More.
2 touchdowns and a field goal.
More.
34-17 Lions.
Yes. Oh my God, we scored 40 points.
You get a car. You get a car. You get a
34.
car.
34 is where I landed at. I feel good about that.
I'll do you
Alex?
one better. 35.
Okay.
20. 35-20.
I actually really like that. Yeah, it is Kyler Murray after all. They will score some points. Start fast, stay fast. Starting
Start fast, stay fast, win the day.
and taking the lead is huge in this game. I want the ball and I want to run it 75 yards, all run plays down their throat.
This game
And I want to kick off and let
will
Hutch
be
sack.
14-0 after the first quarter. Guaranteed.
Hopefully us. Hopefully us.
I guarantee it'll be 14-0 after the first quarter. So much so that our friend Wyatt has to eat something out of a red cup if true.
Don't think you can guarantee it.
I guarantee it.
You're saying it, but I'm not believing you.
The fact that you think we're going to get 2 possessions in the first quarter is just mind-blowing.
Yeah, we're running the ball 75
We score
yards
on the
out.
first drive. They go 3 and out. Touchdown again. 14-0.
Our second drive will start, like it will end in the second quarter, if that's the case.
No. 14-0.
I don't want to pass the first drive. I want to break their will. All right, moving on.
Evan
Michigan
didn't
State
give
or
his-
Michigan? Yeah, he did. He said,
I said
Because he had a loss.
31-25, Arizona.
yeah, 31-25 Zona.
Yuck.
1 and 2 panic buttons. He
I
attacks
haven't
the
lost there
win.
since high school, and we're going to lose there? Come on.
Yeah. Michigan State or Michigan?
Michigan.
Michigan.
Michigan State. It'll be faster.
Michigan
Was
State. My only question
nothing
for
to
you:
talk
did you guys take anything from that game that's meaningful?
We didn't try very hard. No. It was a waste
Okay.
of time. It was a waste of a game.
Charles Brantley was the highest grade cornerback in college football this week by PFF.
That picture
Like,
was
they're
not of him.
6.
That's
that-
not him in the
That
photo.
picture is Alante Brown.
It looks like he's
Fun
in a
fact.
defensive stand. Oh yeah, chief of prop. First comment. Maybe use a picture of the right person.
That is not
That
Charles
is funny
Brantley.
stuff.
I think Brantley
Yeah.
even commented on himself and said, that's not me.
92.1 for the grade. Lockdown. That was a cool pick.
Should have had a pick. He had 2 pick sixes on the same
Should
drive.
have a lot shorter pick 6, like 8 plays
Mhm.
before that,
But a disgusting hands to the face. Roughing
Stupid.
passer call.
by Alex's favorite player.
So Boston College this week
Angelo
fighting
Gross
Bill
is not my favorite
O'Brien's 8 p.m. ACC Network. Boston
Oh,
College is
7
favored by
Central.
7 Central. 6.5 Boston College spread over under 45.5 points. Implied game score of Boston College 26, MSU 19.
It's
what we're
moved.
looking at.
It's opened at 7.5.
Yeah, it's fluttering around, but last night was 6.5, so that's what we roll with here. Make sure to check your local book. Did you guys do some scouting on Saturday? I didn't really watch Missouri
Yes.
BC whatsoever.
watched a lot
'cause
of that
started. What game kicks at 12:45? That's an insane kick time.
SEC Network wanting to have a single lone game before the 3:30 slate.
So I missed it. What did you see? Did it make you feel better or worse? Score wise, it made me feel worse for Michigan State that they
To
hung
be
in that
honest,
game.
a
I
little
thought
bit
they were going
better.
to get blown out.
A little bit
I'd say
better.
better.
Oh,
I would say
Missouri
better.
played like
Okay.
Dookie.
1, Grant. Okay, Boston College
Mhm.
fumbles a snap, kicks away from Kyler Murray Jr., goes way over to the left.
That
All
is
the
generous
quarterback
to call
looks
him
like Kyler Murray.
He's
100
just short
You're
and
gonna look
fast,
at
but
him,
he
Grant,
can't
and it's
throw.
Kyler Murray, just in a Boston
Hmm.
College jersey, number 1 in everything.
He's not that good. He's not going to win the Heisman.
I'm not saying that he's that good. I'm just saying he looks like Kyler Murray.
So he's like Dylan Raiola is like Mahomes, and this kid's like Kyler Murray.
Yes, like okay, Alex,
Got
when he
it.
starts running all over our defense, you're going to say some mean things about how this kid's Kyler Murray.
Okay.
I'm very reserved.
The ball gets kicked away. It's like 10 yards to our left, outside the tackle boxes, basically where the wide receiver started. All 11 players on Missouri's defense thinks they can recover this fumble. They instantly just rush in. Like, yep, I'm the one who's going to scoop up, score this. Boston College's quarterback had so much time, picks the ball up, looks downfield. There's a wide receiver, and the defensive back is not within 30 yards of this dude. That's how they score one of their touchdowns.
Okay.
Other
That's
than,
crazy.
Other than that, like Michigan State loves the like outside zone stretch plays, and so does Missouri. And Missouri was kind of gashing them for 5 and 6 yards here and there.
All
I
right.
think, Missouri had 500 yards of offense.
Luther Burden.
That's quite a lot.
Luther Burden is a player you want on your team.
He's got some Nick Marsh in his game.
But
quite
Grant,
Nick
this
Marsh,
is
but
the red
decent.
bandana game. Good cause, good support. Michigan State will be wearing home uniforms, though.
Yes, I was going to get that. Do you have to make an exception because it is for a good cause that they're wearing all white? I think
Correct.
you have to. Yeah.
I also, growing up, little Evan was watching the red bandana game for one of the first times, and USC and I think Matt Barkley went to Boston College, and Boston College upset him. And it was like one of the core memories for me. Why? I have no idea, but I remember that game.
Bizarre.
Look it up.
I think there will be a lot of Spartan faithful there as well. I think that should be mentioned. We traveled
Chestnut Hill.
Especially for games like this.
This theme, storylines, I would have liked this better for you guys if BC had pulled out that upset, because then you get them in a letdown spot. But now they're kind of in a bounce back spot in a way. Or maybe the loss was debilitating. Like, was it a brutal ending? Did they have a real chance to beat Mizzou?
They scored with 3 minutes left to get it within 7. It was not. They were not winning.
As soon as Missouri flipped on the switch after they were down 14-0, everybody was like, "Yeah, Boston College just won this game." Missouri dominated from there.
It was 14-0 in the second quarter, and by halftime, it was 17-14 Missouri.
Got it. All right, so not like a crushing loss that will have them thinking about that all week. So it's a bounce back spot for them, but the spread is what it is. It's tighter than I don't know.
It's a football game. It's a football. It's a touchdown score is what I meant. Obviously, it's a football game.
That's a tight one. My question for you guys before we do predictions is, if MSU wins this game, this is a fill in the blank. If MSU wins this game next week, we will talk about blank. That was the difference.
Limiting turnovers.
Can that be my limiting answer? Turnovers on the
Child's not would be what I would say.
Okay.
Right, he threw one of the worst interceptions that got called back on Saturday.
It was really bad.
Not watch
I think I saw it. I was on the big screen. The whole game was on the big screen.
Do not watch it.
He just loves to see if he can make something happen.
I watched that pick for sure.
But when he makes it happen,
being like,
you're like, wow. But then he makes it not happen. You're like,
he's got a little Will Levis to his game.
This is what happens. This is our
he's a young kid.
And that is our front seven contains, I think his name's
Castellanos.
Yeah. Close enough.
You want to hear a fun fact, Evan?
Contains him.
His legs.
Fun fact?
Yes.
Stat on our front seven.
He doesn't do your typical quarterback runs, Grant. He's just like that quarterback that gets away.
Talia?
He's literally Kyler Murray. It's stupid.
Without throwing.
Kyler Murray doesn't do the quarterback runs anymore. Now he's in the NFL. He just scrambles around, runs around.
Stat, Evan. Our front seven.
Yeah.
They lead what category in the Big Ten?
Tackles for loss.
Tackles for loss. Correct.
Opponent rush yards.
Where I watched me say football. Also, Grant, if Boston College abuses us on one play, can we please just be better than Florida State coaches and fix the adjustment? Florida State game, Monday night, Labor Day. Boston College is running every single combination of a running back wheel route, and Florida State does not change.
They ran it 4 times
and scored on 3 of them, and one of them the running back dropped.
Stupid. Yes, he was dumb. He bobbled the second one.
Yes. So our linebackers extreme. It has to be great communication, and we have to. Well, if we play a softer zone, that wouldn't matter because they were just running mesh routes just to mess up the linebackers and then just flail the running back out of the backfield.
I think it goes with Evans for me. It's just you guys got to suffocate their run game. I looked at their stats through their couple games, and they lean heavy on the run in all the games they've been
going. We're really good at stopping.
They don't really throw to anybody.
I think their offensive line is pretty solid. It's just...
Yeah. It's going to be strength versus strength, and that's probably going to be the game.
Yeah.
Can you actually stop it enough to make Castellanos throw the ball? If not, if they can survive with 4 yards of carry with not many negative tackles for loss that we talk about, they'll probably figure out a way to win at home.
You don't think we can shred them through the air?
No, because Missouri, I think, would have scored more because they have a great quarterback and the best receiver. Yeah, but just in terms of putting points on the board, they can bend but don't break.
You could go 1 through 7 in the red zone.
It's gonna be such a sick atmosphere.
Yeah, you could go 1 for 7, but he might have some big plays. But if Missouri had put up 45 points, just spreading it all around, I would have felt better. But I do think BC's a physical, tough football team.
They are.
That's going to be.
Why
as a head coach.
Hard to push around.
Why do people think Boston College is a good football team?
Alex, they had that whole notion of it was going to be cold Saturday night.
Let's start with this.
Colder.
They did get.
They
I know the
beat
Florida State.
0-3 Florida State, who lost to Georgia Tech, who lost to Syracuse, Memphis, and who else they lose to? Oh, Boston College.
Alex, this is what we're saying.
And they beat Duquesne, who did not have enough scholarship players for that to count towards Boston College's win total for a bowl game.
Yeah, but 56-0. I mean, you do what you're supposed to do against those teams.
That game doesn't even count. They can't.
Alex,
that doesn't count.
This
they have
is what
to win
we're
7
saying.
games now.
We're trying to answer your question.
I'm trying to finish my point.
Your point.
They're an okay, respectable, fine ACC program, but you can't sit here and tell me it's any different than like Maryland, other than that it's going to be the red bandana game, and they have Bill O'Brien.
Maryland would not have. I don't care if it was a garbage time score. Maryland's not losing by 6 on the road to Missouri tomorrow. They're not. They're losing by 21.
That game was 14 until 3 minutes left.
Maryland's also not going up 14-0 on Missouri, and I don't think Michigan State would, quite frankly.
You're wrong.
I'm trying to answer your question. I'm
trying to tell you didn't watch the Missouri game.
You're being provocative. You're being provocative. I'm box score watching, but like no, Boston College only losing by 6 at Missouri was like, oh wow,
that's impressive.
I thought that there was a 16.5 point spread. I thought they were going to get their doors blown off, and you guys were going to come in with momentum next week. They didn't. They got up early. They punched them in the mouth, and they did backdoor a touchdown, but they put up a respectable showing at the number 7 team in the country's home. That's my point.
So you think they're good?
Yeah, I think they're a solid.
You think they would
be the best team that we've played
beat
so
Maryland
this
easy?
Year.
That's true. No denying.
Do I think they'd beat Maryland easy? I don't know about easy. They're not like a juggernaut that would probably just like smack a team around. They could. It'd be more likely they'd blow up Maryland than vice versa.
But they could lose to Maryland, don't you think?
Yeah, it's college football. Yes, you could lose to Maryland.
My point is,
especially in Maryland's raucous home atmosphere.
Worried that like we're walking in to a Washington or who's just going to has this electric offense, because I'm just comparing to our non-conference games of the past.
Oh,
where it's like this high-profile game, and we get all nervous, and then all those games were against these like crazy air raid spread out offenses. Boston College doesn't do that.
No, this is going to be a muck fest.
The last 4 years, even with Tucker and the bad years, Evan and I have always said on this podcast, we can beat the teams that rely on running the ball. We can't beat teams that pass the ball.
Always said that.
That's how we beat ranked Illinois that year, because they couldn't throw the ball, and we walked into Illinois and won, and we were terrible.
Alex, this is the one that I will always say that we can stop the run. However, this is my one thing I will say.
QB hurts.
There it is. That quarterback scramble he's going to do it like 2 or 3 times, and it's going to like feel like somebody's stabbing our eyeballs out.
It's just Michigan State's upset recipe has always been the stopping the run and teams that can't pass.
And we still have the
literally never fails.
Lay that score down. Lay it down right now. Give it to us.
I just don't know why we would expect them to lose, other than the fact it's the red bandana game on the road. If it was any other time, I think they win.
I mean, they're 6.5 point underdogs. I don't know. That plays a factor.
It does. They were 8.5 point underdogs at Maryland. Why did that matter?
Because Maryland, I think, is worse than Boston College.
Because you watch more Maryland.
Yeah, I've seen more Maryland.
Correct. Right. And you think Mike Locksley stinks. That's why.
Correct.
Because you play them every year and you know everything about them. And you've watched how many Boston College games in the last 8 years?
1? 8 years?
2?
Maybe glimpses of 2, maybe.
Okay, so this is just...
I think they had Clemson on the ropes one year when they were terrible, and then they blew it.
Evan, can you name the last 2 times we faced an ACC opponent?
Give me a second. Wake Forest in the Pinstripe Bowl.
Wrong.
Pitt in the Peach Bowl.
Pitt in the Peach Bowl?
Virginia Tech.
No. Well, I don't know if you've ever played them in my life that I remember.
ACC school.
It's all about the U. We went at Miami and destroyed them.
I just forget Miami's East.
So 2-0 in the
What's
ACC.
your score?
2-0 against the ACC.
What's your score?
The Mel Tucker.
What are you putting on paper?
Michigan State 29, Boston College 24.
All right.
I'll go Michigan State 24.
Not cheering against them until they lose.
I've predicted them to lose to
Picking
Maryland.
against them. You're never going to cheer against
I
them.
should pick against them
I've
now.
cheered against
So they
Michigan
win.
State multiple times over the last 2
Well,
years.
when there need to be a change. Yeah,
Michigan
that's
State
fair.
24, Boston College. You know what? Brad always says that he just fully believes in Michigan. So why shouldn't I believe in Michigan State? Michigan State wins 24-14. They win by 10 points.
Or for suffocating defense.
Suffocate them. They can't throw the ball.
Suffocating. I'm going to go.
Boston College, do it.
Billy Edwards is better quarterback than
I'm
Nick
picking USC,
Castellanos.
so you can pick Boston College. It's okay.
We know Grant's picking.
I'm
He
trying
thinks
to-
they're really good.
This is that point, though,
Because he's
where
watched
I
two-ish games in 8 years.
this is a
I'll find that
pivotal
Boston
point
College, Matt
in the
Barkley
prediction
game.
season where I go against them against Maryland. So do I double down and hope I'm right on one of these?
They also have to
or
win this game for bowl game.
do I
prospects.
buy in on this? Because if they win this game, then I probably will pick them when I shouldn't down the road because I'm going to be convinced. But we always said they'd
I don't
probably.
think Boston College is that good.
We always said that we would split these two. So I'm going to stick with 23-17 Boston College. I'm not going to deviate from the script preseason. 23-17 Boston College. They split Maryland, Boston College.
Boston College's defense must be stingy.
I think your defense plays good. I do think, though, that Childs either
He's going to
It's an
throw a
action-
pick for
it's either
sure.
an actual defensive touchdown or it sets them up inside the red zone for a touchdown. And then
He's
they punch it in.
100% throwing an interception. If there was odds of I don't know, do they do interceptions? Over-under interceptions?
NFL they do, but I don't think college they get
Someone
into
should
that.
find a Childs over-under and definitely take the over. He's throwing a pick.
But that's why I'm going to stick with against them for now.
Take everything back
But-
I said, guys. I'm sorry. Boston College's quarterback, or USC's quarterback, was Cody Kessler that year. It was 2014.
Oh,
Not as
fraud.
impressive.
USC was
Everything
number
you
9.
said is a lie.
Was number 9 in the country.
You do love Hutch. All right, let's get to Hutch's school. Michigan versus Arkansas State last week, 28-18.
That's it? They only won by 10?
That was it. Won by 10 points.
Oh.
A nice cover by Arkansas State. It was a dirty little backdoor, but they also could have had more because they did miss
Pause.
2 field goals.
Yeah.
Pause.
Butch Davis, that's his name. He's a bum coach.
Yeah. Is it Davis or Jones? I always get confused. I actually looked it up this
I
weekend.
Jones.
forget
not
it as
Butch
well every
Davis.
Who's Butch
There
Davis?
is a Butch
the
Davis.
Tennessee coach?
He's,
Is that the same guy?
He coached at
Who's
FIU.
Butch
It's
Davis?
Butch Jones.
He
Jones.
coached at FIU.
Butch Davis, he coached at the Browns and he coached Miami, Florida.
And FIU most recently.
In North Carolina.
Yes.
Yep.
And he's on ESPN.
So they won that game. Any
Used to be.
notable things from this game? Though the biggest situation is the QB
Davis.
situation. It could be rock bottom. I'd hope it's rock bottom, but you don't know the way the room is right now. It definitely got worse than the previous weeks, which was hard to fathom because the Texas game by no means was that good of a QB game. And Orji took over the job in the third quarter.
Oh,
And it's his job.
Whoa. Davis Warren didn't have a ball hit the ground.
True. It was a rare stat line where he completed every pass either to his team or the other team,
Let him play.
which is kind of impressive. Alex Orji will be the starting quarterback for USC now, so that'll factor in for that prediction.
Did Archie throw
Um,
like 2 passes on Saturday? What was the stat line?
3.
1 of 2? 1 of 3?
I think 3. Got 1 bad down at the line. Was the
Yeah.
right read, though, so that's positive. 1, he airmailed a deep ball.
And the
Again,
touchdown,
right
I
read
mean, the 3 of us are throwing that touchdown.
and the touchdown. That's how his 2 touchdowns have come this
Yeah,
year.
Wide open.
But positives, they did establish the run in the first half, dominated both sides of the ball. I think Arkansas State might have had negative yards rushing because sack yards in college are broken. They need to fix that, by the way. Again, Alex is on it. I mean, you can't watch the games and not have the same conclusion that Khalil Mullins is by far and away the best running back, the
Saying
best
it.
in between the tackles runner
Been saying
on this
it.
team. Another examples of just Donovan Edwards not doing horrendously, but just missing wide
sucks.
open holes
He runs
that
with
could
his
be
eyes
20
closed.
yards.
He runs with his eyes closed, and then he opens them, and hopefully there's a hole there, or he just expects someone to hit him. He runs with his eyes closed. I'm confirmed.
He
He's
does
sucks.
follow. He follows the design of the play. There's just no freestyle. He's almost so stuck into where the hole should be that he doesn't notice any potential cutback lanes anymore, which is not where you want. You want your running back to be fast and loose. You want
got
him
blinders
to
on.
be able to ad lib. Yeah. And if it's there, like in the Ohio State game in 2022, it's there. It's like, boom, I'm gone. But if it's not there, I don't know. I'm sure he's battling mentally, like coaching from like, hey, you need to do this, you need to do that.
On the Shot of Michigan Sports podcast calling me Dookie and the worst running back.
He probably is not listening to that. Hopefully not, because then he's too far gone if he's worrying about what Alex is saying on here.
What I'm saying.
Yeah.
He actually sucks.
I know, but if he's listening to this and he's like taking it to heart.
I said it last year too. I've been saying it. Maybe I'm the reason. Maybe he heard me last year.
I still think, though, that he needs to be used in the offense. They just need to figure out a better way to use him because he still is too talented just to like bench him completely. But in terms of, and you do need running backs that come in to kind of spell your main guy, but it needs to be like 75% Mullins, 25% Edwards in terms of like hard carries inside the tackles because you're just giving away yards if you are making it more 50-50. And Mullins had a great day. He was PFF's. Brantley was the best cornerback. Mullins was the best running back in college football rated for this past week. He looked really good. So credit to him for coming a long way from fumbling in the Fiesta Bowl to where he's by far and away the best running back on the team. Not many other takeaways from Arkansas State. It was not like it was shaping up to be the bounce back game you needed until the quarterback interceptions, and people have debated online like whose fault it was, whatever. The pass protection of this team is not very good right now, specifically at right tackle. It's just not the standard that it needs to be at. And also,
who's your right tackle?
Evan Link is our right tackle. He's a sophomore. And right now they're still battling a center position. And I like the guy with the last name Crippen, not to get in the weeds, but when he's in, they play better. The run game, the run game is fine, I think. It's not as amazing as past years because whatever. They lost talent, but it's still good. Like that is still a strength of the team is running the football with Mullins as the running back, which can lead us into Michigan USC. I'm used to it with Harbaugh teams, but I'm fully ready for this to look like Army football. And I think that if we're being honest, like jokes aside, like no joking. Yes, their QB room sucks. We all get it. If you're trying to win football games, that's your best route going forward this season with Alex Orji at quarterback until I'm presented another option. Jack Tuttle, he dressed, he didn't throw in warm-ups. I don't think he's there yet. If he can come in and throw, you can go back to whatever you've been doing. But no joke, like I wrote down, like if we're looking back when people say rush and pass attempts, like a 60-40 split, I think it needs to be 80-20 for Michigan football against USC. Like I think you just need
80-20. Holy so you average right now. How many plays are you averaging per game, Grant?
In the 60s, like high 50s, low 60s. Not we do less than a lot of teams because of the style they play.
Correct. I agree with you there.
Like if you ran 50 plays, Evan, I would say 40 should be run and 10 should be pass.
Oh my god!
For your best chance to win the football game.
Holy shit!
That is full on Army.
Like, and those passes should be probably 5.
Do you feel your offense is too vanilla and there's no?
No, I think they're doing too much because they don't have the pieces. If they had JJ McCarthy, sure, that's been vanilla. But if you have Davis Warren and Alex,
do you feel like Sharon Moore can't be a game manager? Doesn't know what he's doing.
No, I don't think any of his like head coaching decisions. He's not calling plays. So if it's like
if he has calling influence on the plays.
Well, that I don't know. He did make a comment. He wants to get more involved in the offense, which you don't want to see this early in the season. But like so Friday night, again, backstory, Marissa out of town. I rewatched the Rose Bowl start to finish. Such a great viewing experience. I would recommend it to any Michigan fan, especially in this time. That was high. Like they stalled out a little bit in the second half, but that was high level offensive play calling by him. They were motioning multiple guys every snap, and they were getting mismatches left and right against Alabama, which is a phenomenal defense last year. I have no doubts about Sherrone Moore's like offensive mind. He proved it in that stretch last year when they won the title. It's just as a head coach, you give up some of those responsibilities. Some guys do, some guys don't, and he did. He let Kirk Campbell, from what I've told, calls the plays from what I've read. And I think they're just trying to figure out their identity. And they tried to make their offense look like last year with JJ and Davis Warren. Nice. And that was the wrong decision. You need to play Orji and you need to lean in and swallow your pride and just run the ball 80-20 split.
Lost.
Any thoughts on my proposed plan for Michigan football?
Be relevant still? It's not going to happen in this day and age, so don't count on it.
You don't think so?
No.
I've been doing research on teams that do this.
Your coaching staff is, for better or worse, they might be a little in over their heads right now. They got thrown into kind of a bad situation this year. On them for not bringing in the quarterback. I think that should continue to be discussed. Don't know how they didn't do
There's
that.
There's a great article on CBS Sports. If you guys care to read it, I can send it to you. But it goes down the whole entire timeline of why we're in this spot. And it's not absolving anyone of the mistakes, but it gives you more clarity of like how it actually got this bad. And there's like very valid points throughout the whole thing.
Like I said, I think they're in over their head a little bit. They made some mistakes. And I just don't think that they're willing to risk their early on coaching careers to do something drastic like that and have it not work. And then everyone would be like, what are they doing? Because you know that people would be like if you went full Army offense and sucked, I'm sure that there would be plenty of like people, dumb fans being like, oh my God, what is this coach doing? He's a moron, blah, blah, blah. This is Brady Hoke.
That's not the pulse I get right now. I think everyone is in my camp.
Until you do it and it doesn't work, because then everyone just loads up the box and you can't throw the ball.
But we can't throw anyways. So what's the difference?
But then you won't be able to run if they loaded up the box too.
Well, I want to test how far that will go. And then eventually you'll get one slip screen if they're going to put 11 guys 5 yards off the line. You'll get one guy that hopefully can get by someone and make one pass.
All I know is that Michigan fits the perfect mold of Michigan State being able to upset them because they can't pass the ball. That's good. It's good stuff.
Yeah, if that's the blueprint. But I do think this rushing attack can be nice.
I think it's okay. Sure. I'll give you that.
I mean, besides this is
you need to be able to pass a little bit before teams are just going to start bearing down on the run every play.
Like 12 times a game. That's it. And that's a lot of the games last year. That's all they did.
But you got to complete those passes too.
You need to complete 9 of them. 9 for 12 is a great stat line for a Michigan quarterback right now.
How many yards? It's 9 for 12. 100? How many yards?
125.
You're going to run for 250 every game?
That's a big average.
We should try. They should try. No joke. No joke. With game script, I think if you win the coin toss against USC, you have to take the ball and you just have to run the ball on the first drive.
The problem is you run the ball 3 plays, the first down you punt, USC goes down, scores, and then you start to get in a game where you're trailing, then what are you going to do?
If you can't get a first down, again, I'm not saying USC has gotten a lot better on defense. I'm not trying to shit talk USC by any means. I understand they're a very good team that we've seen so far. But if they just stonewall you, then you're going to win 3 games the entire year. You'll be 3-9. You can't get stonewalled by USC over and over again.
But seriously, girl, what are you going to do if you're trailing in a football game? What are you going to do?
So I'm saying you can't. You have to take the ball and get up 7-0.
You lose the coin toss. They go down and score on the first drive with it. Lincoln Riley offense.
You make it 7-7, and you hope that
you don't score on that drive, and boom, it's 14-0. Now what?
You have to stick to the run and then try to play that.
The game ends. If the other team gets up double digits on you, the game's over. Is that what you're telling me?
No. Depends on winning the game. But if they get up 14-0, it's like the end of the first quarter. You got to score. You got to hope they kick a field goal, and then you play the halftime game where you get the ball, and then you can end up tying it up into the third quarter. You just have to play the halftime smarter.
But I don't think Michigan's run game is good enough to just get all these drives and score.
I think it is against. Well, we'll find out against USC, but I think
it is against UCLA. Sure.
I think it is against every team they play, not named probably Oregon and Ohio State.
So you think they can run it down USC's throat for 4 quarters and win a game?
Yeah, I think they could.
Okay. Well, we'll see. It's good thing we get to watch. That's what's great about college football.
I think the added addition of Alex Orji for the whole game is my hope. This is the glass half full. Will be a game changer for the running attack in general, because like they've ran okay with Davis Warren at quarterback, and he poses 0 threat. Like no defense has to account for him running the ball at all. Even on like passing plays, he does not scramble. So at the very least, if you introduce someone that another linebacker, another defensive end has to be responsible for, you can hopefully get some more mismatches and get him easy dink and dunk throws on screens to get yourself down the field. And your defense, I still believe in. Texas is a unit. So that if USC carves them up, then we readjust. But until I see it, I think this defense, you can still hang your hat on.
I think Evan and I will remain the same. We've watched a lot of bad football for 5 years, and Michigan's got a lot of that stink on them.
The Loveland injury is a problem.
A lot of stink.
Loveland, if he's out, is a big problem for the game.
What did Evan say? If you don't have an offense, your ceiling is like 7-5.
You can get 7-5 with bad offense.
With a great defense. But you're not going to do much more.
Yeah, but I think I don't know. I think a team that just runs the ball and doesn't turn it over a lot, I think it's not what you want to be. Again, we've already written national title out of the picture. Okay, we've already lowered our standard from there.
Playoffs out of the picture.
Playoffs should probably be out.
I'm not there yet.
Oh,
you gotta lose a third game.
That's fine.
To happen.
It's your team.
You must be 2-2 after 4 weeks.
Evan, our magic number is 7.
Our magic number is 7. It feels so good.
But
it feels naughty.
Alternate universe. They win this game, and it's ugly, but they win it.
Okay.
They bully him. They win the game. I don't think I should be stupid for thinking they can still go 10-2. Make the playoff.
There's going to be teams out there that, let's say, Oregon, and that the way that they run their offense is like, okay, if you're bullying us and we've had enough, we're just going to score 50, 60, and I know your offense can't do it.
I do think that your defense is more vulnerable this year than last year, and that you could get shredded.
If Oregon scores 60 on us, then I'll just quit watching them the rest of the year because that would be embarrassing.
Well,
you might lose 60-35, but at some point, some college coaches would be like, "Yep, this is how it's going to be."
Evan, if any team scores 60 on this Michigan defense, I will be very sad.
I don't think Michigan defense is that good.
I don't think Michigan's defense is that good either.
I think they're
top 10. I think they're a top 10 unit.
You think they're top 10 in the country?
Can play up to that, yeah. I like talent.
Top 10 in the country.
They just got to get there.
18 points,
but they're not there.
Arkansas State.
Well, the second half score, they had 3rd and 4th stringers in for the whole second half.
17 to Fresno, 30 something to Texas. What was the
they didn't give up? They didn't give up 17 at Fresno.
What was 10?
31 Texas scored, 10 to Fresno.
In Texas, I mean, let's be realistic. It's not like, I mean, they had that at like halftime.
They could have scored more, but also you have to remember that we threw a pick in our side of the field and fumbled a wide open, just running with the ball downfield. So the offense has put the defense in horrendous spots the entire first game.
That's not changing.
I think
it is. To say the same thing.
I think it is. You think Orgy's going to throw 3 picks in the game?
I don't think he's worse at throwing.
I don't think Orgy will get a chance to throw 3 picks in the game.
Correct. This is better. This is better overall.
It's only better if you can actually establish the run and get first downs, and if you don't, you are and you will get killed.
Correct.
That's what will happen.
So, Grant, you're telling me you're able to stay ahead of the chains in every single drive.
The only goal on every play that I watch for Michigan football is to gain 3.5 yards.
Holy shit.
That's
it's 2007 again. I'm having PTSD.
Because guess what? If you get 3.5 yards, it's a first down.
Listen, Grant, it's a great theory, but
without even having to do 4th down. I know Evan's thinking. I was like, 3.5 yards, no 4th down.
Are gonna just load the box up and stop the run. They're just going to.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you're gonna be competent. You're gonna keep handing the ball off to Donovan Edwards. Don't kid yourself. They're gonna hand him the ball off.
I don't know. I think I think the coaching staff, again, my hope that they have some pride. They're watching Khalil Mullins, the game he had. He's got to be the feature guy.
He should be.
You can still get Edwards involved on swing routes.
Edwards between the tackles runs where he gets a yard or bounces back and gets -2, and you're like, oh.
Yeah, and then Khalil gets 5 the next play.
Yeah, but you're
getting the rest of your games.
Positive yards.
Rest of your games, you're getting a stacked box. Okay, you're going to have extra guys in the box because you have Orgy's running threat. Now you're going to get man-to-man across the board with a 1 high safety. Every defense is going to tell you, I challenge your wide receivers to be better than my corners or safeties, and that your quarterback can make a throw.
Yes.
That's what you're getting every single time.
Yeah. We just need like a slant. I watched Peyton Thorne do this offense against Alabama in the Iron Bowl last year. They just said, if you can complete a slant,
Auburn has good skill players. Michigan's wideouts.
Like can you name a prominent Auburn skill player last year?
Yes.
Okay.
No, probably not. Not off the top of my head. I can look.
But I'm just saying the blueprint is out there for teams that have done this. You just have to. All he needs to do is complete 1 slant, get a little confidence.
If Loveland's out, I don't see a world in I don't know who you're completing a pass to.
Loveland's a 3-point swing. There's no doubt about that. He's really good.
Yeah,
and he's the main guy.
He's your only threat on offense.
But I'm just saying, a QB change gives a fan base hope, and I will not.
That's fine.
My hope be drained until I see it.
Year. The third one was good. Should have started from the beginning, and now he starts at Arizona State.
I have my question written down. I already know based on this conversation it's your guys' answer, but I just had to make sure you guys believe I'm really stupid for having any sort of hope for Saturday.
I don't think it's a 0% chance. No. I mean, I can see how you could win.
I don't think it's Lincoln Riley has lost to.
He's a 5.5 point spread. It's not like it's crazy.
No, yeah, you could win.
Everyone in America is looking at that
alone.
Everyone in that Colby texted me about it. He's like, I'm looking at this number and I don't get it. Like, why am I not betting USC? You're also
asking the same person that picked Wisconsin this past weekend.
Okay, right, and he admitted it.
Also,
but like everyone in America is looking at that number.
Thinking about what you did last year. People don't do
not anymore.
National,
they are not.
Yeah, regionally, of course, we're not. Nationally, people are still thinking about it. Like,
no, they're not. Texas was a national game.
Yeah, everyone thinks Texas is really good.
Everyone watched that though.
The debate was Texas is really good, and now they're number one. Not Michigan's really bad.
If regionally you ball, why is that spread 5.5?
Michigan's at home.
Because Michigan's offense can't do anything.
They give like 1.5 for being home these days.
USC's going to a different time zone, 3 hour difference.
I give 3 points.
I heard someone say, I think it was Bill Simmons. He said they used to do 3 back in the day, and now they do 1.5
for being home.
Maybe it's just NFL they do that.
So they're a touchdown point favorite. It's the same thing as the Michigan State Boston College.
Yeah.
There's a stat of East Coast teams going to the West Coast are like 2-50. It's probably the same for West Coast teams going to the East Coast. That could be a factor in the spread.
It's 3:30 start though. It's not an early start. It's not noon.
That's noon for them.
So the reason it's tight.
It's not a noon game. It's not a 9 a.m. start for them.
Yeah.
The reason it's tight is because of flight across the country, and
I mean, what is the current spread?
It's 5.5.
Legit.
USC has a better win than last time I saw it was 6.5. USC has a better win than Michigan's entire
5.5 right now.
Schedule.
81% of the money is on USC. It opened.
I'm sorry, nothing that you can say can convince me that a different Michigan team is going to roll out of that tunnel on Saturday.
Oh, and I'm not.
I don't think you're delusional for thinking they could win, but I wouldn't bet on them winning.
I'm not. I know I'm in the small minority in the Michigan group chat. I think maybe it's me and maybe Cody with a K. That's like, hey, like this could be something, but like I'm in the minority of my own fan base. Like I think everyone's done with the year already, and I'm just I need to see it.
Tough crowd, Big Blue falling on their sword.
Yeah,
what happened to the mighty Michigan men? I thought they were diehards.
When you win a title, your standards raise, and then you realize, holy shit, this team is bad.
They just flip off their Walmart jersey and put on a different one and cheer for everybody else.
We go for the Lions. We got to back the Lions this year.
They'll probably cheer for whoever Ohio State's playing. They'll be wearing green on Saturday, Alex, so maybe they're Michigan State fans.
Maybe we're wearing black.
I hope not.
USC's offense is also just the wrong offense for this type of game that you want to win. They can spread you out and just score fast and put up points.
USC's coming off a bye week.
Yeah.
That's what Lincoln Riley does. And
What's Lincoln Riley's record
you get
off
a track meet, you're dead.
It will be the best. Well, they can't. They won't get in track meet. They can't.
They can if you turn
our
the
offense.
Ball over.
I'm saying worst case scenario, Grant, that does happen, and it's a USC sided track meet where they score 40 and you score 7.
Best defense Miller Moss has ever played.
Better question.
LSU would argue.
Who has the better chance of blowing out the
better.
other?
I don't think your defense is that good.
It's better than LSU's. They gave up 36 something defense to South Carolina.
I don't think it's that good.
It's bad.
LSU's
team, whatever. I think they're still learning it. I think there's
Michigan give up some of those points. They had
Michigan does not have Harold Perkins. That guy, special. Do you think Michigan's capable of blowing out USC?
No, but
blowing out anyone. Is Michigan capable of blowing out anyone? That's a power.
Depends on what you count blowout is. What's a blowout, Alex?
21 points.
Like, what if it's like Michigan just suffocates it and it's like
21-0?
It's like it's like 21, and then it's like 21-17, but USC scores in the last 2 minutes of the game.
That's not. I just said 21 points. Winning, but can you?
Oh, you have to win by 21.
Could you beat a team by 21 points in the Power Four? I'm sure you could. But like, let's say like a middle Big Ten team, a Michigan,
a top
State.
10 team in the country right now. No, we can't. We cannot beat a top 10 team in the country by 21
that's
points.
Not what
I can answer that.
I said like a Michigan State, an Indiana, Maryland. You know, the middling Big Ten, which you might find yourself in soon.
Not that I've seen this year. There's nothing I've seen to believe me. If they beat USC, I'll change my opinion. But I also view blowouts differently than that. I think it's just...
It just doesn't seem like Michigan has the firepower to do something like that. Or we would have saw it last week.
No, but there's also different ways. Like if they're going to do what I want them to do, there's ways to like win a game.
Yes, handily.
More dominantly.
21-10.
But it's always going to be like a 10-point win where you kind of like suffocate them as a dominance to me. It's just a different way to do it.
Yeah, I would agree with you. If they win 21-10 and
completion percentage on the year for Miller Moss,
hold the ball all game and run it down their throat, yeah, I'd say that's a blowout. I don't see it, though.
So that's the plan.
Score prediction.
Probably the last time I'll do it. Michigan 23, USC 21. 2 touchdowns, 3 field goals. USC straight up 3 touchdowns. Game-ending pick.
USC 30, Michigan 9.
It's probably realistic.
Dude, it's just once you start spiraling on offense, it's
you
impossible.
don't have to feel bad. I understand. I am a crazy person.
I've watched this for 5 years.
100% don't feel bad.
I just watched this exact thing happen. You talk yourself into it every week, and then you still suck.
Yeah.
31-10.
Being a fan.
USC, 31-10.
Oh, one more than Evan.
Give him a touchdown? I give him
2
0
more
touchdowns.
I haven't said 30-9, right? I went 31-10.
3 field goals.
Zavada, big game. Hell yeah. Stay hot.
Well, 1 field goal with 5 minutes left in the game. They felt bad.
So with that, I think I kind of already asked it, but like, does it change at all your view on the future of this team if they win this game?
No.
And
my opinion still stands.
Damn. So then it's immediately USC's a fraud? Is that what we dive into?
Nope.
I mean, LSU.
We cannot view USC good. Have Michigan beat them.
USC
and then
slip
I'm not willing to say USC's
football.
That good yet, for the record.
Okay.
I think
USC's going to beat Michigan. USC's going to beat Wisconsin. They're going to be 4 or 5-0.
I would hope they beat Wisconsin.
I think USC is being projected as a playoff team if the season ended today.
A playoff team right now.
If Michigan wins this game, I still don't see them making the playoff, if that answers your question.
Okay.
So, but I can.
But does 7 and 5 start to go away, or is it still right there?
I think they're just in a weird, lot of 50-50 scenario type of games this year. It just hasn't been like that.
It's no, we won't know probably till an hour before kick.
Okay, I'm going to do 30-9 if Loveland's playing. If not Loveland's playing, then USC's winning 39-6.
Okay. 9. Wait, that's a 12-point swing.
Correct, because
that's a lot. You know,
Loveland
that's actually the nicest thing you've said about him.
187 receiving yards. Alex, can you name the next wide receiver and how many receiving yards he has on the year?
I wonder if I can.
Loveland has 187.
Is it a name I know?
I think so. I don't know any of these Michigan players because they don't catch the ball.
Is it
Samaj Morgan?
Kendrick Bell?
Kendrick Bell's not even in the top 7.
Damn.
Samaj Morgan?
Samaj Morgan. Can you tell me his stat line this year, Alex?
4 catches for 40 yards.
A little bit more. He has more than 4 catches. Actually, their third leading receiver has 4 catches for 50 yards, so you're close.
Okay, nice. So 8 catches, 61 yards?
Oh, so close. 9 for 56. Second leading receiver on Michigan.
That's bad. I mean, I don't know. Michigan State's second it's also probably bad, but at least we have Nick Marsh.
I think Nick Marsh has more receiving yards than the entire Michigan wide receiver core.
I just want to win. I just want to win a game discussing running the ball because it would just be funny. He should. Yeah, he definitely does.
He had 190 in a game.
Smosh Morgan, 56, 38, 32.
It would just be fun to win a game discussing running the ball because everyone hates running the football these days.
That's not true. People don't hate running the football.
People do.
I like it.
People talk about receiver stats. They
if
care
it
about
works,
stuff.
It works. I'm all for whatever works.
That's where I'm at. Like Penn State last year, Jerome Moore, 35 straight runs, whatever it was.
You
just run the
can't do
ball.
that though anymore.
Why not?
153.
You don't have Blake Corum, and you don't have that offensive line.
Michigan's wide receivers have a
Khalil
total
Mullins.
of like 160 yards.
You also don't have a quarterback that people respect.
God
Now.
damn.
Right now, they don't.
They won't.
They will when he runs over USC safety on the second
You
play.
will on
And they
Saturday
watch him-
afternoon, Alex.
They watch him throw
We'll show
a
you.
terrible pass into the dirt and bounces 8 yards.
There's a reason why he didn't start the year. Let's not forget that fact.
Because he sucks.
There's a reason.
He's significantly worse than
That's a good point. That's a good point to remember. But if they have to game plan for him, if they try to shove him into the Davis Warren offense, it'll go terribly. But if they just swallow their pride, which all I'm asking, swallow your ego, just run the ball.
God,
Just run it
he
80,
chucks the ball all
80%.
over the place.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Nick Marsh has
See,
more
Alex,
receiving yards.
You hate running the ball.
Well,
Nick Marsh has more
Grant,
receiving yards
you
than the
have to
entire
remember-
Michigan wide receiver core.
But we knew that. We watched a team try to run the ball that couldn't. It's different. If you can run the ball, sure, go ahead. By all means, we can't.
Look, that's all I'm saying. In a world that loves passing, I still love running, and that's what I want to see my team do.
You naughty boy.
Just run.
Last question
I want
before
Orgy
we
to have
exit.
15 rushing attempts. I want everything.
Michigan gets spanked like by one of the scores I haven't said. What are we changing the
Season
floor and ceiling to?
Panic button.
7 and
Fire
5.
Sharon Moore.
Floor 7 and 5?
You can't fire Stroh more this year. But
If
next year,
Michigan
if it
gets
bad,
blown
it'll
out
be
by
hot.
USC, is there a realistic chance that
Mighty
we
Michigan
think
men finding
maybe
a
they
team to cheer for.
miss a bowl game? Could they miss a bowl game?
Ooh, spicy.
Could they? No, I don't think they go 5 and 7. That's more of a knock on
But
the
their
Big
academic
Ten than it
standards, man.
is.
Well, now you
Like,
got
I think-
Illinois, who's ranked on your schedule too. Tough.
Indiana's on that schedule, and they're pretty good.
Ah!
You got Michigan State as well, who
Grant, you're going to
they're
have
a
1,
gritty
2,
rival.
3, 4. You're going to have 4. Your last 6 games are going to be against ranked opponents. How do you feel about that?
1, 2,
Is that true?
3.
Who do they play?
Well, Indiana will be ranked.
Indiana, Michigan
Wait,
State will be
I don't
ranked.
think.
Oh, Michigan State will be ranked.
I don't think so.
We'll have 2
I think
losses.
They beat Oregon or Ohio State.
We're gonna
That's
have 2
crazy.
losses. It's gonna be Ohio State to Oregon. Will be ranked number 23. It'll be the typical AP poll. They'll just get well. You guys will have more. Than
5 and
that.
2 wins against Iowa and Boston College. Yeah, sneaking at
Yes.
I
25.
don't know.
Illinois
I don't
is
know.
ranked right now. Why? Tell me why.
A&M's ranked, and they have 1 win over Florida. So I mean,
Correct. AP
you could
poll
probably get
means-
ranked 5 and 2.
Illinois beat Kansas. That's why. Illinois beat
Kansas
Kansas.
is 1 and 2. They lost to UNLV at home at their soccer stadium. Lance Lee shit is dog water.
I know, but Kansas was ranked when they beat them.
Yeah, but
They're not
rankings
ranked
are from
anymore.
basement sniffers. What did I
Freaking
say?
Well, that's
In my group
Bob
chat about it.
Schusen.
Do you guys want answers or not? That's why. Because the people that make the rankings obviously were like, oh, they beat Kansas. We had them as being good, so this team must be good. We can disagree with them, but that's how
Yeah.
they do it.
They're mentally
Yes.
ill. They're mentally
Yes.
ill.
They're basement dwellers.
When you beat a team, matters what they were ranked at the time. That 100% matters. No matter what they do after that. If Kansas doesn't win another game, Illinois still gets credit for that win that day.
Just got ranked though.
So when
This-
Michigan
it's not like
State
Illinois
went
got ranked
3
after
and
they beat
9.
Kansas.
When Michigan State went
Yeah.
3 and 9 and went at Notre Dame and spanked them, and they were like top 5 at the time.
Top 5
Yeah.
win.
That was a great win.
Yes, at the time.
Both-
Yeah. I believe in that. I think when you beat the
Both
team,
teams
matters.
went 3 and 9. They were
Notre Dame
both
finished 4 and
terrible.
8 that year. I think actually they were one win better than us because they play independent teams.
But at the time, that's still a great win.
For the
was
week
not.
it was until
We
we got
thought it was.
spanked by Wisconsin.
Some of
all
us had to
right.
witness that live, and then like maybe we do suck, and it turns out we did suck.
That was very similar to what I see for Michigan right now. Stinky poo poo.
Oh, Grant, who would you
Dookie.
rather have, Tyler O'Connor or Davis Warren as your starting quarterback? Go.
Oh, that's gross. That is
I don't know,
gross.
man. You guys have to tell me.
Tyler O'Connor
beat
beat
Ohio
Ohio
State
State.
on the road.
Probably him. Did he turn it over less?
Yes.
Yeah, he didn't turn the ball over much.
Dude, Davis Warren is maddening because, like, when he does make a couple throws, it's not bad looking. Like, it looks fine. He's just, the mistakes have been insane. I've never seen someone, he threw more picks already than JJ McCarthy last year, and he played 15 games. It's crazy.
He's Dookie Davis.
It's a weird middle ground when, like, where he throws it, like, he had a nice throw up the seam to the tight end, but then, like, he just blanks and throws picks. It's crazy.
Well, Aiden Childs does that too. He just
So now
more
we
talented.
run. Now we run the ball.
Yep. Michigan's going to win, and then they're going to win out, and then they're going to win the national championship again.
National championship's out. But boy, I just would love one. Just
Hey,
give me one win,
Grant.
football
You know,
gods. Give me one.
Billy
should
from
go
Rochester, can't wait to get my back-to-back national champs t-shirt. Cheers.
Sorry, Billy. Championship's gone. We already
Cheers.
decided that. You can't. This team can't win the title.
We
Back-to-back.
win a title. Quick Lane Bowl championship. What are you talking about? Race a
Back to
freaking
We can
back.
banner.
win that.
Come on, Evan. Cheers. Back-to-back.
Playoffs are not dead yet. We'll see.